What do we really know about Nichol Kessinger, huh? We know she doesn't speak like a human being or look like one. Got me thinking about the Mars Attacks movie because she doesn't really. I know in the video footage it's kind of pixelated and makes her face look even more deformed than normal. But I started to really think she was an alien, right? And she talks the same. That thing that she does, this is the spat! This is the spat! That's the only word that the aliens in Mars Attacks have their language in, right? I'll put a link in the description. Oh, hey, I can just put it in the live chat. Great. Great. So we'll check out Nichol Kessinger Part 2. And there's this bit, I don't know if we've already played it or not, but there's this bit that's been going around my mind all day of just like, how could anyone put up with this? Because she's describing something she said to Chris when they were away on one of their trips. And she's saying, what does she say? She says, what's your plan? What's your plan? I mean, if someone spoke to me, if a new girl dating suddenly got to a point in the relationship where she started talking to me like that, I would push her out of a moving vehicle, right? At 90 on the freeway or highway. What's your plan, potato? What's your potato plan? Oh, you don't have a potato plan? You can't be with me. Nuh-uh. No potato plan, no cookies. Did you know if you meditate with a potato inside your vagina, you achieve inner peace? Yeah, I'm going to market them. Sell them by the side of the road and tell people where to put them. Like Gwyneth Paltrow. What would she call it? Your inner potato peace. Oh, I can see it in the stores now. Your inner potato peace. Oh no! How about just your inner peace? Spelt P-I-E-C-E. Your inner peace. Your inner peace. That's quite good. I want to write that down. I think there's a t-shirt coming. Inner peace and a very well shaped kind of potato. And that could be her product range, right? All the different types of potato for the different sizes and shapes. The King Edward, that's the big one. The King Edward, the Yukon Gold, huh? Yeah. The Jersey Royal. These actually do sound like really good brand names. Hang on a second. I want to write this down before we get going so I don't forget. Inner potato peace. Now, what was it? Inner peace. Inner peace. Your inner peace? Love that. Fucking hell. And then the range of sizes and shapes. Our King Edward. What was it? Yukon Gold. We need more types of potato. I think there's one called a russet. That doesn't sound too good for the range though, does it? Hang on, let me look it up. We'll go to the Googles. List of potato names. So let's pick some good ones on here just before we get going. How are we doing in the chat? Is everyone okay? Did everyone find a seat? right here. So what do we have? Okay, King Edward, Yukon Gold, Jersey Royal. I like all of those for the product. If you've just joined us, well, it's difficult to explain. Go back to the beginning, you'll see. What do we got here? Amflora, for your flora, right? For your flower. Annabelle. There's a lot. We're only down to the bees. How many fucking types of potato are there? Camel. The camel potato. The British Queen. The butt. That's a different type of meditation. Oh. Cherry. Popular cherry. No. Okay, I think we should go to the video. We are going to play Nichol. More Nichol, because it never gets old. In fact, it's all getting very new again. I am loving the journey that I'm on right now. I'm absorbing so much. It's brilliant.
Your folks like ignoring you, and I was like really concerned about this. Like every single day he would talk to me when he was out there, and I was like, you talked to your family today? You talked to your family today? Did you talk to your dad? What happened? Did you talk to him? No, I didn't. Or yeah.
It's pretty hard to talk to them when I'm too busy reading all your messages, you know, and looking at your nudes. She acts like she's this drill sergeant assigned to make sure Chris speaks to the family. Did you talk to them? Did you talk to them? Did you talk to them? Yeah, did you tell her to get the fuck out of your life and stay in North Carolina so Colorado can be ours? Wait till I get you back to the sand dunes, boy.
Yeah, I talked to my mom. Well, what'd she say? Are you going to hang out with him? Like, I wanted him to see his people because it's important. Family is an important thing.
Yeah, and I use, I'm like tribal, you know? I'm into like tribal mythology. So I use phrases like, see your people. Are you going to see your people? Because I'm with my people, and my people are important to me. So your people are what? In North Carolina? Go to them.
You know, it just needs to function properly. And,
Sure.
And so...
Nichol, I don't think you should be talking about functioning properly to anybody, okay? You actually malfunctioned as you said that. I just need to function properly. Yeah. Do not compute, do not compute. Let's see that again.
Single day he would talk to me when he was out there, and I was like, you talked to your family today? You talked to your family today? Did you talk to your dad? What happened? Did you talk to him? No, I didn't. Or yeah, I talked to my mom. Well, what'd she say? Are you going to hang out with him? Like, I wanted him to see his people because it's important. Family is an important thing. You know, it just needs to function properly. And,
Sure.
And so I was like, well...
The irony.
And he was like, well, there...
It just needs to function properly. What is wrong with you, Nichol? Are you real? Ah, she's horrible, isn't she? I mean, really. As we've when we started going back into this, I was like, you know, I better not call her ugly. But no, she's fucking ugly and horrible, and you know, just everything about her, especially the way she expresses herself. What image is she trying to paint to us? What is this whole thing of, you know, family?
They're ignoring me, and I was like, what do you think happened? And he's like, I'm not really sure, but I think something was said between my wife and them during that incident, and he's like, because
The
every time
peanut
yes,
or
that happened
nuts.
before he got there, yes. And he's like, because every time that I try to I talk about possibly going over there to see if they're home, she gets upset about it. And I was like, okay. And he told me that his mom and his wife did not get along at all. He said that his mom didn't even show up to his wedding because she's like really did not care for Shanann. So again, I don't know what's true and what's not, but I just know that there was like some tension there.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like that part is like, I feel like it's almost third party, so that's why it's
Sure.
like I didn't even
Well, but
bring
it
up
came from him
later.
to you, so it's not. It is something that is, whether it's important or not, we can validate that. I'm sure we will be having some conversations with family. What does it mean? I don't know. But
Yeah, I don't know either, but I just know
so
like,
maybe she, I don't know.
well, and then he ended up seeing them on the last like full day that he was there, and they told him supposedly that she had gotten really upset and had screamed and yelled in front of Chris's sister's kids that are very young, and to his mom and to his dad, and said like, you're never going to see Chris again, you're never going to see me, you're never going to see the babies, and just like threatened them, and then like walked off. And I guess that was the incident that happened prior to him coming out there, and then she didn't tell him about it.
Mhm.
She just like let it go, and then he just spent all week trying to figure out why his family was like not trying to be involved.
Gotcha.
So again, I'm not sure. That was like it just feels really third party, so it's hard for me to like talk about because
Sure.
like, I don't know how
That's okay.
much validation.
So
there is.
beyond the nut allergy for CC, did you know of any other? Did she take meds that you know of other than carrying an EpiPen?
His kid.
Oh, California Avocado, thank you so much. The thumbnail is exquisite as usual, Matrix. Took me 1 minute. I call that a throwaway. Thank you, Avocado. Stacy, look at that, a member. Golden member, fantastic. Good to see you, member. So excited I got another live. Good job. We're happy to have you here. Hello all, Daphne, another member. Great! Like number 3. Is that all? Like the video, share, subscribe, leave a comment. How do you play it? I'll put it in the chat. Look. Trying to avoid any copyright, but there, Mars Attacks. She's so ridiculous, disgusting, and pathetic, and guilty, Leah. And it might be really actually possible to reopen the case. How great would that be? Imagine that. Imagine, I mean, this is wishful thinking, I suppose. Or is it? That's not the right attitude to have. Let's do this, okay? Put her on trial, and we'll get the whole case presented to us. Every text. That would be amazing. 10 years later, wow. The fastest trial in history. I mean, how crazy was that? I remember when it happened, seeing the body cam video. No, the press interview. That was the first thing I saw, the press interview, as it was what most people saw first, I suppose. But I saw it, and then I hardly saw anything until November, which was when he was in court. And I was like, oh, this must be his first appearance, because I hadn't kept in the news about it. Moved on to other things. I thought I had years to to get acquainted, but and then I thought, oh, here it is. There's his first appearance. Oh no, they've skipped that. Decided to skip trial and have gone straight to sentencing and victim impact statements. This is the quickest trial in history, and it was, but maybe too quick. It was almost like this a thing that was so unimaginably horrible that it needed to be swept away. Like, no, humanity wasn't capable of that. Put it away. We don't ever want to look at it again. It never happened. Get it out of here. Move. If he's a human being, that it was like, what's that equate to? I don't know. I was trying to think of some sort of embarrassing medical procedure, perhaps. Like, do you want to check out my my growth? No, put that thing away. Remember to wash your hands before you eat as well. That's what it was like. It was like wash your hands before you eat, Colorado, right? Even if you're eating green chili out of one big bowl with a girl at the sand dunes. God, that's what it was all about. He was slumming. Chris was slumming, right? Now, I don't know. I just can't imagine Shanann, with all her fancy soaps and powders, being that eager to go and engage in sexual acts, like fucking, in a tent with all that sand everywhere. It's probably the first time that Chris Watts has licked sand out of anyone's gash. Sorry, let's proceed. But the point is that that was impressive to him. He was like, she's a wild girl. We're in touch with nature because there's sand in all these places. Slumming.
Kids or his wife?
No, his children.
No.
And now, well, if you know anything about his wife's medical conditions, if she had any.
No, I've read in the newspaper they keep saying, oh, she had medical conditions, and I'm like, is that a misprint? Are they talking about Cece, or is that just something else I don't know?
So you don't know anything about
Nope.
Shanann having any kind of medical problems?
No.
Okay. Covered Saturday. So there's a phone call Saturday night, actually, from, it can't be Saturday, it had to be Sunday. I wrote that down quickly. Sunday night. Is there anything else you think, let me just back up, from the Saturday where you guys had a meal at the Lazy Dog to prior for the 6 weeks that you guys were serious? And
what was that shit last night where she said, oh no, we went to the Lazy Dog on the corner of, what was it, Washington and, no, whatever it was. The corner of Frederick and 20th. But she didn't like the food there, so they went somewhere else. And she said, let's go to the other place of the same name, but a different one. The same exact, what do you call it, chain. Oh, I don't like the food here. Let's go to the exact same place. What the fuck? I mean, even if it wasn't exactly the same menu, it's going to be in the wheelhouse, right? It's not the difference between Korean barbecue and French cuisine, is it? It's not like one Lazy Dog in Denver sells French cuisine and the other Lazy Dog sells Korean barbecue. I just really want to know what she meant. Is it like a different sort of seasoning that they put on the fucking potato wedges or what? I mean, was it worth the trip? I mean, how fussy? Why don't you just... what happened to go with the flow? Chris is all go with the flow. You're supposed to be like, manifest destiny. A pioneer of Lazy Dogs in Colorado, but doesn't like the menu, so let's go to the other exact same place. What? Is there another reason for that? Because that seems like a really stupid reason. That's the reason she gave, right? And it sucks, because it doesn't make any sense. How different could the menu have been? It's the same place. So we have to keep an eye out for that. That's a question to ask. And any supporting factors that come in. Maybe. Let's go to the Nichol tapes and check that out. That's too small for me to see. Lazy dog. It's not the same, the lazy dog, but it's the one off of 144th and 925th. And it's the lazy dog. So you guys take your forerunner to the lazy dog, and we actually went to the other lazy dog. I've never been to the lazy dog. Is there anything else you think? Let me just back up from the Saturday where you guys had a meal at the Lazy Dog. 2 prior for the 6 weeks that you guys were serious.
It's not the same. The Lazy Dog, but it's the one off of 144th and I-25. I think it's 100 up there.
And it's the Lazy Dog.
Yes.
Did he ever mention a Rockies game that night? So you guys take your forerunner to the Lazy Dog.
Yep.
And you said they...
And we actually went to the other Lazy Dog. We went to the one that you and me go to. Where's that at? Federal and 100 and a half.
I don't know, I've never been to the Lazy Dog.
I don't know, probably about an hour and a half. And then we went back to my house for a little bit. Hung out at my house.
Is there anything else you think? Let me just back up from the Sat.
It's not the same.
Alright,
The
let's try
Lazy
the
Dog,
menu.
but it's the one
Want
off of
food?
144th and I-25. I think it's 144th.
I got food in my car. Remember that yesterday? I got some... Oh, you're hungry? You should have said I got food in my car. It's been sitting there all day in the Colorado sun in August.
Food. I got food in my car.
It's not staying down. It's just come. And I was like, I don't want to eat this food. So we should go to the other one.
So initially you go to the 120th
Yes.
location.
Yeah.
Did you actually get...
I don't want to eat this food. I don't want to eat this food. So let's go to the other exact same place with the same menu. There's got to be... That's one of those excuses that she uses. That uses excuses when she's inventing a reason, right? I wonder why that is. Is there any way that we can verify that the 2 lazy dogs that are clearly within a reasonable driving distance of each other do have a massively differentiating menu options? Because I'm willing to bet it's curly fries and steak sandwich and cheeseburger and fucking whatever, potato skins, right? Pub grub. It's a beer / restaurant thing. Pub grub, right? That's what it is. Check it out. We'll put it on the screen. Lazy Dog food. Ugh, look at it. It's just classic pub grub. No French cuisine, no Korean barbecue. Predictable, isn't it? I mean, we didn't even need to check. Yeah. We went to this place, but I didn't want to eat that, so I said, let's go to the other exact same place. Okay. Should we hear her say it again?
And I was like, I don't want to eat this food.
Oh, it's too far.
But off the top of my head, I don't know what he was driving.
What kind of truck do you drive?
I drive a Toyota 4Runner.
Okay. So you guys take your 4Runner to the Lazy Dog.
Yep.
And you said they sat you in crappy location.
It's
Where
just a
where
bad-
were you inside
We
the
were,
bar?
when you walk in, you just hang a right, and we were like one of the first two booths on the right when you walk in the door.
Okay.
It's just not a good, it's a good spot, but just not for the TVs. And we
You know what? I don't know this. This is just an idea that popped into my head. But what if they went to the first Lazy Dog and then she had one of her talk me off the ledge mood swings, right? Stormed out of the restaurant because Chris wasn't saying, I'll murder them tonight, I promise, don't be mad at me. I'll do anything if you promise not to be mad at me. What can I do to please you? Did I tell you that you cool me down like rain? Your energy is insane. You drive me wild, you heat me up, and then you cool me down like rain. There's something really depressing about that. I think just probably because it's associated with Chris Watts' potato face. What's the plan, potato? Potato peace? No, was it inner peace? Inner peace. Either way you say it, it makes sense. That's why it's a good brand name, right? I'll see if we can come up with something. We need a potato that looks like a dildo, and then a nice graphic with potato peace. No, I'm saying it wrong again. It's inner. That's the pun. We started off with inner potato peace, and I think it's better just to. It's obvious that it's a potato, right? It's called the King Edward. For you to put in. Your inner peace.
actually went to the other Lazy Dog. We went to the one that you and me go to. Where's that at? Federal?
Oh yeah, look. Big deflection. We actually went to the other Lazy Dog. Hey, let me just change the subject real quick and talk to me about to my dad about a pastime that we actually went to that same place and had a hot dog. Remember that hot dog, Dad, that we had? Yeah, something up with this whole big thing about the change of venue for the restaurant. Yeah, I didn't like the food at the Lazy Dog, so we left and then went to the Lazy Dog. Okay, yeah, really. And all right, maybe there is a special on. But with the food, maybe there is a slight change in the menu. But as we already discussed, it's not going to be the difference between fucking Korean barbecue and French cuisine. It's just not. It's going to be roughly the same or very close or exactly the same. So even if there is a change in the menu, would it be big enough of a change to warrant, okay, let's get up from our table, put our menu back, walk out, go and get to where we park the car, drive it over to the other place, park it there, even though it's at the exact same place, and then go in and sit down at a table and pick up a menu. I mean, that's just like the same thing we just did, but in reverse. Right? No one has ever... That'd be like you and me going to McDonald's and I say, nah, not feeling this place. Let's go to the other McDonald's. Would you be happy to just follow me along with that logic, or would you question me? Would you say, hey, Metrics, what are you saying? Why are we going to leave this McDonald's to go to the other McDonald's? I mean, if you said go to Burger King instead of McDonald's, I mean, that would make a little bit more sense, but it'd still be a pain in the ass. Right? It doesn't make any sense. And then, right after that stupid logic statement, she really does this full, like, okay, head all the way over here, away from the detective. Focus on my dad, my rock of strength. And, like, you know, just go into a story with him. And the dad knows what she's doing as well. Look at him. He's like, careful with your lying. Don't lie about shit that don't matter. If we lie, there might not be a deal. I've managed to get a deal, but you're not allowed to lie about the lazy dog.
The lazy dog.
Yep.
And you said they sat you in crappy location.
It's
Where
just
where were you inside the bar?
When you walk in, you just hang a right, and we were like one of the first two booths on the right when you walk in the door. It's just not a good. It's a good spot, but just not for the TVs. And we actually went to the other lazy dog. We went to the one that you and me go to. Where's that at? Federal and
20th.
It's 120th and Federal, and we went there, and they have a different menu, and I was like, I don't want to eat this food, so we should go to the other one.
So initially you go to the 120th
Yes.
location. Did you actually?
I don't want to eat this food, so we should go to the other one. And plus, she's already been there with her dad, which supposedly would be how she knows she doesn't like the food there. So why go to it in the first place if you're gonna... I think that's all bullshit. I think there's another reason that Nicole and Chris went from one lazy dog to the other, if in fact that's what they did. I mean, I suppose they would have surveillance with timestamps and everything. Has anyone seen that? Does that exist in the public domain? Because if there's any signs of them walking out or her going out in a hurry and him running after her, don't be mad at me, please. What about our energy? Cool me down like rain, Nikki.
Actually get seated?
Big blink as well. I gotta see this again. Should we watch it a little bit slower?
And we actually went to the other lazy dog. We went to the one that you and me go to. Where's that at? Federal and
20th.
It's 120th and Federal, and we went there, and they have a different menu, and I was like, I don't want to eat this food, so we should go to the other one.
So initially you go to the 120th
Yes.
location. Did you
And-
actually get seated?
Kind of, sort of. They were like cleaning off a table, and we were standing there, just kind of looking at the beer menu and the food menu, and I was like, I don't want this, and so we
6
left.
o'clock?
I don't want this. Not in the mood for this. You know what I'm in the mood for? The other one. The same one. Across town. Yeah, okay. There's another reason. We're going to be doing so much with this, man.
Probably somewhere around there, 6:30, and then we left and went to the other one, and we ate dinner.
And you're in like first or second booth right to the right of the door. I'm just asking because if they have video, we want to be able to verify that. So that's why it's important.
Yeah, we want to verify that as well. Let's have a look. seem to remember seeing something before, but it might have been in my dreams. Not much. Well, proceed. We'll come back to it.
Although your dad's here, and I think you're probably pretty comfortable, your relationship with Chris was, can you describe your relationship?
I mean, when he was with me, I considered it to be fairly healthy. It was open communication, and it was...
Yeah. When he was with me, healthy. When he was with Patch Bitch, not so healthy. That's the nickname I've invented that Nicole gave to Shanann. Patch Bitch. You see how that demeans her and ridicules her business simultaneously. I think she would have gone for that. What do you think? Patch Bitch? Patch Bitch.
What I thought was honest, and it was very calm. It was respectful.
Hey, Tommy's girl, how you doing? Tommy's girl says, hey, that's exactly what I said last night, McDonald's comparison. I know, right? Why would anyone do that? I don't like this. I'm not in the mood for McDonald's. I tell you what, let's get up, get out of here, get in the car, drive across town, and go to McDonald's. Okay.
Respectful. We got...
Which, you know, to be honest, if you cross the border here into Spain, I am not supportive of McDonald's. But like anyone, I do eat it occasionally. And about 99 times out of 100, I hate myself for giving in to that convenience. But just over the border in Spain is a McDonald's that blows me away. I mean, it is actually really quite good. It's like everything is on point. The fries are exactly how they should be, right? They're the right golden crispy, and the salt is a good amount of salt. It's all hot, very hot. You know, the burger is steaming and the cheese is actually melted. So, not a bad thing to say about that one. So, I don't know. If I was in a McDonald's in Portugal and somebody wanted to have a meal, would I say, hey, no way. Let's drive across the border and have McDonald's in Spain? No, because that would be like a fucking 80-mile trip. Foolish trip, very.
Got along really well. He gave me my space when I needed it. I gave him his. And anytime, like, he wanted to take care of it, like, anytime that his kids could be in, like, his life for hours or days or whatever, whenever they were home, I made sure that I wasn't a presence in his life so that he could be the best dad that he needed to be. I mean, I thought what we had...
Meaning that you went off in a mood and threw a fucking hissy fit because he had to take his children to a birthday party. I always stepped back. Nope. Go be with your kids. Go be with your kids. Read to your kids. Reading is good for them. Reading is so good for them. That's super cute that they have books. Now read those books.
It was very comfortable for me. I enjoyed it. I think he did very much as well.
You guys, 6 to 8 weeks, 2 months, whatever it was, you guys had an intimate relationship during that time.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
you're pretty serious.
It's another thing she does, the quick, short yes, right? Yes. 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 Yes.
Did he ever tell you that he loved you?
Yes, he did.
Did you ever tell him the same?
A couple times.
Now, withstand.
So yes then, a couple of times. Couple of times seems to be saying yes, but not much, right? That's the intention of a couple of times. You don't love him now, though, do you? now he's on his own, isn't he? You'll see to that, Nichol.
And
Never
not
mind.
today, because those thoughts may have changed for you, but on, let's go Sunday into Monday or Monday, did you still love him on those days?
I think it was something where it was like I said it a few times and I meant it, but he definitely felt the urge to say it to me a lot more than I did to him, because it was just all very new to me, and I was like, take your time with this. Like, you don't need to like rush that, you know? Like, I remember when he was in North Carolina and he was like trying to patch things up with his wife, and he told me,
You see, Chris only got to do what he should have done at 14 when he was 33. I mean, so he quite literally did change into a 14-year-old boy, didn't he? I mean, he was fucking clapping, skipping down the streets, full of beans. Full of beans in that green chili. Does anyone have that confirmed, by the way? Is the green chili a suggestion of Nichols? Because let's just, let me... how do we do that? We're going to have to scan it first. If I scan it now, we can come back to it. Hang on. Right, we'll play.
love me, and I was like, don't say that to me. Like, please go try to fit. And I mean, and that might even be in the text too, where it's like, don't say those words to me and then go try to make peace with your wife and lay in bed with another woman. Like, just don't do that. And I was like, it's not that I don't appreciate what you're saying to me. It's like, it just didn't sit right for me, you know? So I just feel like...
Almost like an insecurity where he had to say that to you? Or?
I don't know. I think he like... looking back at all this now, I don't think he was trying to fix things with her. So saying...
He was struck by Cupid's bow. Okay, no. You know, there's a flip side to that, ecstatic energy you're feeling, Chris. There's a crash, a big, big crash. Yeah, but I guess he'll never have to experience that now. Same like ever touching a woman again.
I love you to me seemed like probably something that he genuinely meant. Like, I love this woman, and regardless of
like
where
a
he was going to
14-year-old
end up
boy
that night.
says
But
it.
to me, in the way that I was perceiving things, he had told me that he was trying to fix things with her. So it's just like, this is an inappropriate time, and I wasn't mad at him. And I'm pretty sure that's in the text too, where it was very like calm, but it's just like, it's almost disrespectful, where it's like, please don't. I'm like, you know, if we get to that point where it is you and me, like, yes, you can say that, but not then. Like, that's...
So you thought he was very genuine when he said that?
I did. I mean, and he wrote it. It's in all those cards I gave you. Not in all of them, but
Okay.
like the later ones.
And
Thank you.
when you said it to him, you said you meant it when you said it.
Yes, I just didn't say as frequent as he said it. Like, sometimes he would say it, and I was just like, for me, it was still like very, very new, so I kind of like took my time and only said it when I was just like, this is a really important moment.
So you got, I mean, in the short period of time that you guys were together,
What was that moment? What was that really important moment? I only said it when this is a really important moment for me. Say that again. She's definitely wanting to downplay, like, oh, he wanted to say it way more than I did. I thought it was weird. But then I also said it back. when it was important to me, but not that much. So yeah, he was a little creepy. He'd say it like every day, and I didn't need to say it at all because I'm wise and of the earth, like Pocahontas. I was the Pocahontas to his John Smith, and I taught him to paint with all the colors of the wind. Yeah. We whispered to the mountain that night in Colorado. What is it? Paint with all... you think you own whatever land you land on. The chorus takes ages to get to. I can't go through all those lyrics.
Yes.
Well, he became very attached to you.
Yes. Very,
I
very
mean, he's
attached.
sending cards.
Flowers.
He's telling you he loves you. He sends you flowers. Does he buy you any other gifts?
Nope. I wouldn't have wanted them anyways. Flowers is enough. You can't. I don't need expensive stuff.
Okay. But he becomes very attached to you.
Yes.
Hey, flowers, I mean, I thought you were a nature lover. Shouldn't you be saying, leave the flowers in the ground, they're beautiful where they grow, and I don't like the idea of murdering them for your textbook gesture, unimaginative gesture. Oh, you got me some flowers on the way over here. Where from? The gas station. Fantastic. A bouquet of murder, and you were also cheap. Don't tell me you got that bouquet with a gift card. Everywhere Chris goes when he pays for something. Did you take gift cards? He's trying to start a whole new minting system of gift cards. Like those local currencies that pop up now and again and then die out immediately. Oh. Yeah.
You guys are talking multiple times a day, at least. You're
All the time.
You're seeing each other on a regular basis.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's a very and his wife is not around, nor are his children. So there's a lot of time for you guys to build your relationship in this first four weeks or so. Is that fair?
Yeah, and even when she was back, I mean, it was still like we were still spending time together. He was still spending time with his children, and I had my own life. Like, I mean, there was 1 week where I just like went out of town with my friends for my birthday. I wasn't even around the whole like last few days of June up until the 3rd of July. I was like gone, and then there was another like last weekend I had a friend impromptu come in town from out of state, and I hosted her for a few days. And it's like
Nicole, was that out of state or out of space? I had a friend come in from outer space. Yeah, that makes sense. See if they can recharge your batteries while you're here, for fuck's sake. She speaks like a cartoon character that's being squeezed by a giant hand sometimes, while vomiting. This is the spa. It's like a crow vomiting, right? All over a raven. Make me sick. This is the spa. A crow vomiting that's also just been shot at the precise moment that it tried to say the word spot. This is the spa.
I still did my own thing all the time. Like, whether he was there or not, like, if my friends were like, hey, we want to make plans, I would tell them, like, we're not hanging out today because I want to go see my mom or my dad.
Did your friends know about him?
Nope.
Why?
Because it's like he's with 2 women right now. They don't need to know about
So
that.
if you had a boyfriend...
Oh yeah, because women never talk. Yeah, I was so ashamed among my peers that I didn't even bring it up. Yeah, right, okay. Listen, I've seen women speak to one another, and they go into details. Too many. About everything. Even about the shit that don't matter. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Because he's with two women. At least one woman, and then I don't know what the fuck I am. He's with one woman, and one, vomiting crow. I'm a vomiting crow.
And 4 to 8 weeks on a regular. I don't know if you were married prior or if you had a boyfriend before, but if you had a steady boyfriend, you would have let people know. I think you told me before we got started that you just told your dad about Chris.
No, I wouldn't
recently.
have told them. I wouldn't have told
Okay.
people. It's too early. I mean, people.
So you don't tell your friends, hey, I got
No,
a
'cause
boyfriend.
Well, it's too early, but you keep saying this was a long time ago. I don't know. As far as exact times or what was said in text and what was a voice message, I don't know. It was so new and long.
Yeah, people come and go. I mean,
Okay.
dating.
Alice in Wonderland. Applebee's. What are we talking about? I want some apple pie right now. Oh, here we go. Tommy's Girl. Yuck, Applebee's. I was there once 30 years ago, and I know it wasn't my idea. It was near the movie theater where we were going to see a movie, and we wanted to grab some wings or something. Ah, Applebee's. Okay. I have a vague picture in my mind of what that is, but I'm not confident about it. Is it like a wine bar? A wine bar. Swanky, Michelle, swanky. Allison's so nasty. Oh no. Sorry. Oh. That's actually true, Matrix. We women tell each other everything. Yeah, are you really going to shy away from telling your best friends, like, I'm having an affair with a married man? I mean, that's primo gossip material. Right? Your side of the species, they love all that. That's their favorite thing to do. Some of them. Not all of them. We shouldn't generalize. But sometimes it's okay to do that.
Seeing these days is like. It
Sometimes
sucks.
it's just
I mean,
true.
so no, I wouldn't. I mean, it would have to be something. Even with Sean, I think I was with Sean for probably like 6 or 7 months before I brought him home to my family. I mean, I really same with that was the guy I was in a previous relationship with, but.
But this one you were a little bit more. You said he's with 2 women. Was that one of your considerations for not telling anybody about him?
Yes. Well, I mean, it was like okay, like this. To me, it wasn't going to be an extent.
This is such bullshit. She's going away on trips, having all the fucking extra sneaky fun. I mean, that whole thing about not getting caught and doing something under someone's nose, that's a major turn on for people, if they're honest. That's one of the main reasons people like affairs, right? Yeah, and it's something you tell. I mean, not like announce it on the world stage or something, but you tell your best friend in confidence. I don't know if you'd tell your dad. What would be the point? But yeah, with how happy she reports to have been with this exciting, new, promising relationship on the horizon, or as I see it, just like, I'm so happy that I've found the
Thing.
biggest
Like, if it got to the point
sucker
where-
in the world. I've never met a sucker so like this. I could ride this sucker for the rest of my life. You know, and I mean ride as in take advantage of in every possible way and have him get things. Could you get me my, you know, it probably would have just turned into the same old thing. Did you turn the rain machines on, Chris? Chris, I thought I told you to turn the rain machines on. Is that beyond you? Well, it certainly seems to be, Chris. What goes on inside that head of yours, Chris?
We were like dating for like 3 or 4 months, and he's still talking about, oh, I'm gonna move out and I'm gonna sell the house. I think at that point I probably would have just been like, I don't think you're really like doing these things you say you're gonna do.
What has that got to do with you anyway? I mean, you know, you've got your house, your shield, as you call it. Fucking Jesus Christ. It's bad enough when people say sanctuary, but at least that makes some literal, actual sense. Calling it your shield is ridiculous. I need my shield. I need to be in my shield. It's just fucking bullshit language. See your people. See your people. My shield. Yeah. No, if you want, Chris, I'll help you look for a flat. An apartment. I'll help you look for an apartment. Hey, how about a house? Have you thought about a house? Everyone's getting houses these days, Chris. You know, they're not that much now. No, they're coming down. They're coming down quicker than the apartment rates. So if you think about it long term, a house would actually save you money. But whatever, do what you do. It's just, back to the house. Chris, you know, I mean, I could live there, couldn't I? I could move in, couldn't I? No, it was all for him. I was helping him and his kids. How about that house?
And I probably would have just like left, because at that point it's not fair. It wasn't fair to me in the first place. It wasn't fair to her in the first place. It wasn't fair to any of us in the first place. You know, it wasn't fair to his family for him to have an affair.
Yeah, well, you know, it's probably the least fair to Bella and Celeste, right? I mean, they're the only truly individuals that have never thrown a stone. I mean, you know, Cece did throw a chicken nugget, but it didn't break any glass windows, did it? It only broke the glass of Chris's ego, right? Do you think he said anything about that when he was smothering her? This is what you get for the chicken nugget!
It wasn't fair to me to have him lie to me and make me think that everything is going to plan. And still to this day, I don't even know what's a lie and what's not. I don't even know if they were like filing for divorce. I don't know if they were putting the house up. I don't even know anymore. What?
Alice in Wonderland says, Michelle, it's likely they started dating in 2017. What are you basing that on, Alison? That's when she started stalking them online. Well, yeah, I mean, stalkers love to do that quietly and for great lengths of time. I mean, that alone is no indication that they started dating, and you would actually have to get over quite a lot of obstacles to align other things with that theory. So at the moment, it's a no from me. But we can put it to the voting poll public, if you like. Unless you've got any other supporting evidence. But, you know, the fact that she started stalking the family online in 2017, I mean, if anything, that indicates that they weren't dating, right? Otherwise, she could just look on his phone. I mean, I know people, she's stalked them all day. She's just Googled Ronnie Watts. Based on lots of stuff I heard. Well, tell us. That's what we want. Information, and we'll accept anything. Yeah, and also everybody should start signing up to the Patreon. Should that be our new move? Where
I want my kid back, man. That's my child, man. I want my kid, man.
Oh, thank you so much, Michelle, for these 3 cups of coffee. Look at that. That is so great. We appreciate that, Michelle. Any message today, or should we read it out? We'd love to read out the messages. Send us all messages with coffees. Fantastic coffees. Even better messages. Oh, it's blank. Michelle. Well, yeah. I guess you say enough in here. That's great. That's great. NK's Google searches, but Chris said he introduced NK to Shanann and the girls 7/4/17. Introduced NK to Shanann and the girls. What do you mean? In July 2017. Why? Why would that happen?
What is real and what is not. But what I do know is it's just like, you know, that wasn't fair to me either, because if I'd have known...
Oh, thank you anyway, Michelle. That's fine. Tommy's girl says, Chris told Sherilyn Cadle that he met NK in 2017, same gym. He introduced her to Shanann and the girls at an event on 7/14/7. Alright, but that's... They met probably at the gym. She found out he went to, and it started there. I don't know. I think it was the 6 weeks that they were dating. That feels completely accurate to me. They might have met at the gym, but they're not fucking. Or even, you know, being close. Because it was only when Chris got made a field coordinator instead of a rover operator. Why do all those jobs that company does feel like they should be done on the moon? What do you do for a living? Rover operator? Yeah, mostly the Sea of Tranquility. Yeah. Hauling rocks, moon rocks, all the way back to Earth. Yeah, he was transferred or promoted or whatever to a job that put him in the office in the mornings so he could do with the planning with the other rover whatever, right? I mean, that was where the proximity came in. And then the casual touches and the funny smiles, you know, that feels like the only scenario where anything would have happened with Chris, because he's not going to pick her up at the gym, is he? He's just not that kind of guy. He needs to be cornered and lassoed by this one.
Not even all the truth, but like obviously some of it. I wouldn't have even engaged in any of this in the first place. And it just, I mean, and that's the part for me, just like on my personal level, outside of everything that is happening, that is gonna affect me long term. It's like, you know, I'm gonna wake up every day and know that like this mom and her unborn child and these 2 little girls are not around anymore, and it breaks my heart. It is so, oh my God. And then I have to think about like the consequences of his actions and how they affect everybody else. Like all of these.
Yeah, well, you don't feel like that. You know, what you look like is someone who is under immense stress because they know they're a hair away from going to prison for the rest of their lives. And it's all hinging on this interview. And somehow, Nichol, you've managed to call up your dad, who's obviously got some pull over at the PD, and he's scored you out this little arrangement, whatever it is. Yeah. That's what you look like. You look like someone who's, freaked out because they could have just thrown their entire life away for some fucking potato gearhead.
Her family's impacted. My name is about to be slandered for probably a while. I don't know how long it's going to take to heal, but I would not be surprised if it's going to be hard to go out in public sometimes for a couple of years, and that really hurts me. I'm just like,
yeah, well, it's been 8 years, and we're still making this video about you now, and we will do until we see your arrest.
this is a horrible, horrible thing. How dare you, and people aren't going to understand that. They're going to say, oh, you're the woman that had an affair with this man who took out his whole family. And I take a step back and it's just I didn't know. He's so disgusting. I'm so ashamed of him and everything, and I just...
I didn't know!
They're so little. They're so little.
We talked a little bit earlier about...
I take a step back and it's just they're going to say, oh, you're the woman that had an affair with this man who took out his whole family. And I take a step back and it's just I didn't know.
I've been around a lot of weirdos in my time on Earth. I've seen a lot of quirky people, a lot of fuckheads with mashed up brains and all sorts of weird shit, I've never seen anything like this in a human being, right? At all. Not even close.
Family. And I take a step back and it's just I didn't know. He's so disgusting. I'm so ashamed of him and everything, and I just... Oh, those little girls. They're so little. They're so little.
We talked a little bit earlier about getting some help for these things, and we can provide that
Okay.
at really no cost through the state.
One more we just want to make sure there's resolution.
Absolutely.
That's why we come to you guys to
Yeah.
pound it down
Hey,
until there's
I'm
nothing left.
sorry that you're talking again today. I really am. I don't want to put you through any more trauma than you've already been through.
Yeah. What did he just say? That's why we came to you guys. Just pound it down until there's nothing left. Make this case disappear, Agent Kobach. We want it signed, sealed, and delivered today. Is he going to confess?
There is.
He's not going to take it to trial, is he? We wouldn't want that. Make sure they work out a deal, Kobach.
Really no cost through the state.
One more we just want to make sure there's resolution.
Absolutely.
That's why we come to you guys to
Yeah.
pound it down
Hey,
until there's
I'm
nothing left.
sorry that you're talking again today.
Resolution, that's what we want. Finality, that's what we want. Certainty, case closed. Quickly. No questions. No looking in. We'll give you the facts that you need. Close the case.
I really am. I don't want to put you through any more trauma than you've already been through. There is reasons for everything that we're doing today and
I know.
what occurred. And I'm sorry. I genuinely am sorry. These are not things that we like to do twice. It's the same thing with other types of victims from other crimes. We want to do it once and we want to be done. Unfortunately, we didn't know yesterday what we know today, and that's why we're here, because we need this video. And I am sorry, because I know it's hard to talk about it.
God,
But
it's so sad, and she's pregnant.
And
Sorry, what was that, Nicole? She's not pregnant. The word is pregnant. Okay? She's pregnant. I mean, is there a word for this? Nobody talks like that.
you know, on our end, we
God, and
didn't.
they're so cute. They're so little. Like, why? Why?
Why? God, look at that. Yeah, do you think she's done ayahuasca? Is that because some people go to ayahuasca and they go into a weird thing, and you know they come out like this. Bet she's into that fucking Navajo. Yeah. Yeah. Do you think she was gonna get Chris to take ayahuasca? That'd be funny. I wonder what would happen to him. Probably not that much. There's no pineal gland to disturb.
Why? How? I don't even understand how you could, like, bring yourself to do that to somebody who's like...
Why? Anybody ever seen fake crying before? Because it looks like this. Yeah, it's exactly what it looks like. Neverly, darling, how you doing? Harley D, good to see you. Dude, she high on pills or some shit? Yes, I believe that is the proper medical term. Even and every one. Never with a married guy, but even stronger, never when he's got babies. Ah. Do you think that's really out of character? Like, it's not a hug relationship, but he's like, okay, look, this is gonna make me uncomfortable, but this is gonna look really good on the tape. Let me comfort you. There, little girl, innocent girl. There. Daddy's got you, girl. Daddy's here, girl. Like their philosophy is a handshake is as good as a hug, right? Usually, on normal days. But now, just the way he got up, he was kind of reluctant. He was like, okay, this is the first time I'm ever doing this, but it's a bit like when Caledon Hockley picks up the young child in the movie Titanic so that he can get onto a lifeboat, and then when he finally gets into the boat, he's like, there, yes, quiet now. It's like he's pretending that he gives a shit about the peasant child. And it's the same way he got up. Tap on the back as well. If it's a tap on the back, you've never done it before, right?
That to somebody who's, like, that big.
It's hard to believe that she's 30 because look at this. Yeah, tap. Do I kiss you on your head? Do I kiss you? Is that comfort? You're comforted, yes? Oh, that was quick.
Oh,
You, Oh yeah.
Take a minute.
Oh, this will look
Do you
great
wanna
on the
step
tape.
out
Let me
for a minute?
adjust. Yeah, let me just adjust my chair so we can get our hands together on the tape, and that'll be Daddy's here. Daddy's here. Trauma is going away.
No, I just need to chill with my eyes closed for a sec. I still cannot believe this is happening. Alright, let's keep going, because we're just getting to like the meat of this whole situation.
Let's get to the phone call on Saturday from 9 to 11. What did you guys, or pardon me, on Sunday from 9 to 11?
Yeah, we talked a few times. So, Sunday, I think so. I need to think. I can't even think.
Take a couple breaths and take a second.
Sunday night. I don't even know. I don't think I was like concerned about anything at that point.
You guys had had a meal, a nice meal the night before. You knew his wife was probably coming home late that evening.
Oh, you know what? I still don't remember what we talked about. I like honestly like we talked about so much random stuff. Like it's so hard to pinpoint some of these things. I don't remember what we talked about. I do remember that was a long phone conversation that we probably talked about all sorts of stuff. One thing I do remember though, that I didn't remember earlier when I was talking to Mark. So this is like where I'm starting to remember like little bits and pieces. I don't remember. Yeah, I know. So the phone conversation. I don't remember what was in the phone conversation. Probably nothing of relevance, to be honest with you. But
Okay, so after the big fucking emotional display, the next thing we go into is your bad memory. And you can't question me now because you saw how upset I was. You know, that is the same fucking basic manipulation that women have been doing to their husbands and boyfriends for thousands of years. No, I'm very upset. I'm upset, so you cannot be mad at me later. Or ill. I have a headache. A very bad headache.
usually he talks to me.
But she's managed to apply that simple strategy that's transparent but effective into the real world detective room. Not an interrogation. Interview. It says right there in white letters.
When he's like down in the basement in his bed before he goes to bed and before I go to bed.
What other
And
hey, who knows this interview better than anyone else that's in chat right now? What should we search for as a search term? We already did lazy dog and something else. I want to know how many times things come up, right? Patterns. Things that Nicole... What about lie? How many times... Let's have a look at that. Lie. Lie! Let's make it a bit bigger. Lied. Oh, quite a few. Look at this.
with you, I was just like, I don't know what's going on right now, but you just lied to me, and I don't want to see this come over my phone anymore. So I deleted all of his stuff because he lied to me. I mean, that's what it was. It was he lied to me. It just hurt. Like I had never felt like he'd ever lied to me before, and it was a big lie. I mean, telling somebody that you're in the midst of a divorce, and then like I said, and then realizing that he lied. That was when I was like, okay, yes, I know why he lied to me. He lied to me because if I'd have known that he lied to me because if I'd have known that he had, and then I told him too, like, after he lied to me, I was just kind of like, I was done. And I feel bad because, like, I lied to him, but, I mean, I, like, just try to keep him. Yeah, so then once he lied to me, I just really trying to like push him away, and he was like, shh. It just kind of sounded almost like a farewell, and like I didn't think it was too weird because I was like, I think he realizes that I'm really upset that he lied to me, and I think he's the fact that he lied to me.
Okay.
And he just lied to me. And so,
You know,
that to me, and another thing he lied to me on, like,
I've been fooling around with some stuff, and I don't know. I've got a pretty good idea about how much words are repeated, general words. Like if we did the word forgot, I bet we'll get less results than lied. Yep. What about if we did the word drove? Yep. Right, what about if we did the word... Right, what would be another frequent one? We've got lied. I think that's frequent results, and all of them, almost all of them, are her drilling home her claim, at least. I was going to say the fact, but let's say her claim that he lied to me. You know, she's very... That demonstrates that she's really trying to get that message across, and that's clear in her delivery. But now it's also clear in her in the frequency of that statement, right? What's another word that she uses a lot of? What about kids? Oh, well, quite a few of those, yeah. But that's a noun. Lied, drove. We need another verb. Another past participle verb. Hey, holy Naomi. How you doing? Good to see you. Where are you from? What about stole? No match is found. So lied is a big one. And it's all, what is this? Because you just lied to me. I deleted all of his stuff because he lied to me. He lied to me just, it's so small for me. Make it bigger. He never lied to me before. I'm realizing that he lied. Yes, I think I know why he lied to me. He lied to me because about an own that he had a child on the way. And then I told him, like, after he lied to me, and I feel bad because, like, I lied to him. But that's one that's for her. But I just try to keep him calm. He's always calm. That's the problem. He's too calm. You're the fucking fruitcake. Alien fruitcake. No cherries. Yes, so that once he lied to me, I just really tried to, like, push him away. And he was like, just don't forget, like, the person that you knew me to be when you were with me, or something like that. And I, like, was that strange? You're strange, freak. Upset that he lied to me, the fact that he lied to me, and he just lied to me. And so that to me, and another thing he lied to me on, I caught him on Monday night. He was like, oh, it was right after the wedding ring, right? The wedding ring thing. The wedding ring thing. I had an affair with a married man who lied to me. You know, you see what I mean? When you search, you can see the use and how she's using that word, right? What else? What about married? He wasn't, hey, we should get married, and hey, we should have babies, and hey, I want to live with you, and hey, I need to meet your children now, and let's cut the mom out. That's exactly what it was, though, right? This is a classic thing. It's like the opposite of projection. Right? Have you ever had someone come to you and listen to all, like, they come to you and you listen to all of their accusations against you, and you take them, and then you realize later that they just listed all the exact things that they're doing to you. And you believed it. It was so real. But she's like, what she's doing is specifically listing out everything it was, but pretending it wasn't. Hey, we should get married, and hey, we should have babies, and hey, I want to live with you, and hey, I need to meet your children now, and let's cut the mom out. Then what was it? I remember. You were counseling him on how to repair a broken marriage. Did you speak to your kids today? Did you speak to your people? Family is important, Chris. And reading. Reading is good for you, Chris. Have you read about your family? Yeah. And he said,
It wasn't, hey, we should get married, and hey, we should have babies, and hey, I want to live with you, and hey, I need to meet your children now, and let's cut the mom out. It was never like that.
And there was never any conversation about, we can't do this with her around, we can't do this with the kids around. No. He never said that, you never said that.
No.
I said, this is the spot.
I could hear the TV on, which I thought was kind of weird. I didn't ask him. I just heard it in the background. And I remember thinking, and it was like right before we got off the phone, I was like, why the hell is he up? And there's like no TV downstairs. So it's like maybe, I don't know.
So no TV in the basement where he usually calls you from?
Yeah, and I don't know how many TVs they have. Like, I've never been in their bedroom. Like, I went upstairs once and it was like to their little playroom, and I just like looked at it and I was like, that's super cute that your girls have books. And that was like it. And other than that, I have never been in any of those rooms in that upstairs. Like, to me, it was just like, you don't know, like, ever. I had no, so I don't know if any of...
Yeah, why would you go in there? I mean, unless it was like, hey, you want to fuck on my wife's bed? So I can feel like I'm really getting back at her for making me, rub her back and do a few chores.
As any other TVs, I'm assuming by like how much other nice stuff they have in their house, it wouldn't surprise me. So I'm not quite sure what room he was in at that point. But I just remember hearing the TV, and I was like, it was just weird to me because I was like, why?
Well, maybe he was in the living room. I mean, that's generally where there's at least, if there's only one TV in the house, it's in the living room, right? I mean. She's describing being on the phone and like, I don't know, I thought I heard a TV. He told me he was in bed. Another lie. He lied to me about bed.
Are you watching TV right now? It is like super late. And that was the only
and
thing.
And he had phoned you? Or were you guys already talking when the TV was going? Or
I just remember I picked up on it like later, but I don't think it was like throughout the whole conversation.
Okay.
Like, I just remember it being towards the end because I remember thinking like, wow, it's really late.
The something I didn't ask you about the house because you'd been there twice, and it just made me remember. Do you remember how you guys accessed the house?
That's a good question. So
A good question. Why is it a good question? The usual answer would be, yeah, I remember, through the front fucking door. How did we access the house? That's a good question, Detective. I'm going to need to think about that one for about 5 minutes or so. I haven't prepared an answer for that, and I don't want to say anything that you can prove wrong in your verification lookups. That is a good question. How did we enter the house? You know, it was so long ago. I can't be certain. I can't say exactly how we entered the house or at what exact time. But I do know that we were inside. So how did we get in? Good question, Detective.
There twice, and it just made me remember.
Man, I want my kid back, man. That's my child, man. I want my kid, man.
Holy mackerel, we got another 3 coffees from the wonderful Alice in Wonderland. Look at that. Thank you so much, Alison. We appreciate that. We appreciate you. Alison, beautiful name for a beautiful supporter. Thank you so much. Alison says, thanks, Matrix. Beautiful. Short, to the point, and I mean, it's poetry. It's poetry. We're going to reply and say, thank you. There you go. Great. Good stuff. Let's see that question again, that good question.
That's a good question. So once through the garage, and I think once through the front door. I think the first time was through the front door, I think. And I think the second time was through the garage.
Was there anything unique about either of the doors when you went into the house? That
Why does that make it a good question? What was the exact wording of the question from?
So
and it just made me remember. Do you remember how you guys accessed the house?
that's a good question. So once through the garage, and I think once through the front door. I think the first time was through the front door, I think. And I think the second time was through the garage.
Was there anything unique about either of the doors when you went into the house that might not be typical of another house?
Like a unique door.
Not the
they
door
have a
itself.
camera on their door.
Okay,
I mean,
there's
I know
there's a
that.
camera on the which door?
It's on the front door, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm asking.
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know.
Did he use a key to access the house?
No. He did not. The first time I went over there, he just let me in. And then the second time, did we go through the garage? I don't remember. I've been through his garage before. I went through his front door once, though, because I remember he had just cleaned, it was the first time I went through his front door, because he had just cleaned his carpets, and he had moved all the furniture out of the way, and the furniture was kind of in the way of the door. And he's like, the door doesn't open all the way right now. I'll move all.
Do you think that she was there more than twice? Because if you've been somewhere twice, we heard that in Stephen McDaniel's interrogation. If I went somewhere twice, I could remember that. If I went somewhere, I don't know, 50 times, that'd be harder to remember. And I might say, I don't know, a lot. But if you've been somewhere twice, I would remember. Yeah, I went there twice. The first time we went through the garage door, and the second time I just knocked and they let me in. That would not be difficult to remember. We're talking about, it's not even 6 weeks. At this point, it's, 3? Yeah, 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, I think it's true that Chris spent all the time at Nicole's house. That fits. I don't think the two of them would really enjoy spending time in Chris's house, even though it's like bigger and whatever. I mean, that's just, yeah. But maybe she went there more than twice. And I do think that they probably, she said yesterday, I think, something about just stopping off there quickly, right? And I think, I don't know what Colorado liquor stores are like, but liquor store licenses are like. I mean, I don't know. But what if everything was closed and they wanted to get a bottle of wine and Chris said, I know, Shanann has this really nice bottle that she's been saving, but as she'll be dead in a week, we can just go and take that and she'll never even notice before I kill her. That'll be our final fuck you. We're taking the wine, you know? What did they stop off there quickly to do? Sounds like to pick something up, right? But what? Not his toothbrush. I feel, and I'm not basing this on anything but a hunch, but I feel like they went to take something of Shanann's, something special. Because that would be something, in some small token, that would be Chris saying, I'm done with her, you're the one for me. My wife gets nothing, not even my respect. But you get all the respect and all the wine.
All the furniture back when the carpet dries. So I do remember that, just kind of offhandedly. And the second time, I want to say we went through his garage, because I remember his garage. Yeah.
So he was at the house when you went there. You were never there by yourself.
He
right?
was at,
Or he
no.
took you there.
Sorry, please.
The
We'll
first
go through Stephen McDaniel sometime soon, just for you. Sorry, please. Good to see you again. Welcome back.
time he was already there,
Okay.
and I met up with him. And the second time we went there together.
So the front door, I asked if he had used a key.
He let me in.
Okay. So there's a, those keypads where you can
Mhm.
enter an access code. Do you remember seeing that on his door?
I want to say vaguely, but to be honest with you, I don't remember. Like, he let me in that day. That
So
was
he never
so
gave
long
you
ago.
the code to access his home.
No,
Okay.
not at all.
You talked about a security system. There was a camera on the front door.
Yeah, that'd be hard to prove otherwise, right? No, give me the code. No, I gave him a key. He didn't give me any code.
Was that just like a, what a ring?
How could we test that? What was the code? Like Shanann's ex-mother-in-law's phone number or something?
Doorbell is that goes to your phone.
I don't even know what it looked like. I only know that it existed either because A, I wasn't paying attention the first time I was over there, but B, because of all the stuff that's going on right now. That's the only reason I know
Okay.
Christine, welcome back. Good to see you. Good to see another member. Look at that. Members. We should have more members today. Sign up, become a member of this channel and others.
Did you remember seeing any cameras anywhere in the house?
No.
Okay. Did he ever tell you about the alarm system or give you an access code to the alarm system?
I wouldn't have asked for that. I wouldn't have wanted that anyways.
Sorry to regress to that.
No, you're okay.
Go back to the phone call, or where you noticed the television in the background of the phone call.
Yep. So I didn't know what room he was in, but I was just like, I just thought it was weird. Because he's always like, before I go to bed and I lay down, he's always like kind of trying to do the same thing. We just talk. It's like a really chill thing till one of us was about to pass out, and then that's like the end of it. But it was strange because I was like, the TV's on. I remember I was thinking, I was like, maybe he's waiting up for her, and then I was like, maybe not. I didn't know. It wasn't something that like alerted me. It was just different from his
Out of
standard
character for him.
operating procedure. Because whether his wife is home or she's gone, he's always got kind of like the standard op when he calls me. So that's why it was kind of like unique.
Okay.
Because it doesn't really fluctuate when she's there and when she's not there. He's pretty like free reign with what he does.
So anything important that you recall during that conversation about the children, about his wife, about what he was doing the next day, what he had planned, anything like that? Did he tell you any of that information?
I remember he told me he had to go to the field and not to the office on Monday morning.
Okay. Did he specifically say where he needed to go on Monday morning?
No, I don't ask him for those sites. There's like, Anadarko's got like thousands of sites. If he were to tell me, I wouldn't even
They're
know.
just like random numbers and stuff, right?
Well, he told me, he said, I gotta go to a site. I gotta go check out like a valve or something where they think that they had a release. Something like that.
Did he mention the town or anywhere?
No. He just told me that that's what he had to go do. He's
Okay.
like, he was like, I won't see you in the office in the morning. Because I see him, but I don't actually like talk.
Yeah, it was either a valve or a tank or an outlet, or I wish I was better at the terminology, but I'm only a geologist in charge of the company's environmental footprint, so lost on me. Hey, thank you so much, James Montalbano, for becoming a basic metrics package member. That is fantastic. And many more. We hope you enjoy your fantastic membership. Let us know how you feel tomorrow. People always feel a little bit better after signing up to the metrics memberships.
Talk to him. Like, I will go in the cafeteria, I will put my lunch in the fridge, and him and his whole team are sitting in there, and I don't talk to any of them. I just walk out. But anyways, yeah, he's like, so I won't see you, I'm going to the field, which is not an uncommon thing for the ops guys to like just go straight to the field. Like, it happens. Like, typically they go to the office, I would say like 3 or 4 days a week, but there are days where him and his other team members are not there. Or like, I'll get in there and some days the cafeteria is packed and they're all there.
Okay.
And other days I get in there and there's only like 3 or 4 of them.
So it didn't cause you any concern that he's
No.
like, I'm going to the field on Monday, I won't see you. That wasn't,
No.
that's
it
happened
didn't-
before.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it wasn't something, and it's not just him, it's like that whole team. Like, you can just tell when they've got like a lot going on, because I'll walk in and there'll be like 2 of them, as opposed to like 6 or 7.
Do you know what he did Sunday during the day?
I don't even know what I did on Sunday during the day. I am so tired. Let me just think about this. Daniel came over Friday. I hung out with him Saturday, and then Sunday.
I don't do days well, detective. And I never get them right. The order, it's all mixed up. Yeah, I know it's only 7, a sequence of 7, but for some reason I just never had it down. My dad can't do the days either.
Day.
When did Jim come in?
Monday.
Huh.
Jim got here Monday. What did I do on Sunday? I am like drawing a blank. I'm really tired. I don't know. Can I get back to
Drawing a blank, really tired. I don't know. Can I get back to you? Just want to help, but very tired. It is 6:45 at night. And I am kind of hungry. Hey, how about we go to the Lazy Dog? You know, the only one of them that I can actually eat at.
you on that?
Did you guys have any conversations on Saturday night during your meal, what he might be doing on Sunday?
I'm sure we did. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank because I haven't slept.
If I say that he may have done something with his children, would that refresh
Oh, yes.
your memory?
He went to a birthday party.
Okay. Did you know whose house he was going to?
Nope. But I know that they had a water balloon fight.
Okay. He had one, or his children?
His children did.
Okay.
He said he used to get really into it. He said he got like really interactive with his kids. He's like, some of the adults don't really spend a lot of time playing with the kids, but
You
I
went
always
to
do.
the museum on what day? Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday.
Okay.
That's right. So
Okay.
that's what I was like, was I hanging out with you? God.
Very
So
memorable event, huh?
We,
was,
me and him and my stepmother and
wife
my
and-
sister
yeah.
went to the museum. And
What
that's
museum?
right, the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. And they went to brunch prior to that, and I skipped brunch, and I went to the gym.
You shouldn't have. It was good.
I had to do core day. That was the last time I worked out, actually.
That's
so
what we did Sunday. Okay.
Yeah, so core day, and then we went to the museum, and then
When did he tell you about the water balloon fight on Sunday evening during your conversation on the phone?
I think so.
Okay. So
think
you don't
so.
know whose house he went to on Sunday,
No.
but you knew it was for a child's birthday?
Yeah, and he had told me about that in advance, really. So I don't know if it was Saturday that he had told me that he was going to go that birthday, or like Friday. I just remember he was like, "I got to go to this birthday party
Okay.
with my kids."
Any other conversation that makes sense?
I mean, honestly, at this point, I'm really tired, so I know there are certain things that I need to tell you guys that we'll get to as these days progress.
Yep.
But in all honesty, if it doesn't stand out to me now,
Today?
it probably
That's fine.
wasn't relevant.
What about that 9 o'clock thing you were telling me on Monday?
Oh, that he told me? Oh yeah, well we'll get there. We'll get there. We're still on Sunday.
So we're on
night.
Sunday.
We're
gonna get to-
literally-
we're gonna
I know,
get to-
This is gonna be a long.
We're gonna
night.
get there to Monday. We're getting there. So Sunday night or Sunday during the day, you had your own personal stuff going on with your family. You never see him on Sunday. Is that accurate?
No, I didn't see him. What did I do the rest of the day? I came home. I think I might have just chilled at my house. I don't remember. I think I cleaned my house. I don't know. I didn't see him though.
Okay.
Zero pressure on that. No answer. No answer at all. Why does every time when she goes to her dad, it's like, okay, let's deflect over here. Act like I'm searching for an answer from my dad who wasn't there. And then say, I don't remember. But I do want to help. I'll call you in a few days.
And
Yeah, Saturday was the last time I saw him.
Okay. Sunday, you're at home. You talk to him. We know you have a conversation in the late evening hours, and then you go to sleep on Sunday night. When's the next time you talk with Chris?
Probably Monday morning.
Do you know what time?
No, I mean, so we used to like randomly text each other like throughout the day, but we both get really busy. So some days like I don't hear a lot from him, and some days I don't text him until like 2:00 in the afternoon because I'm just like busy. And I remember I didn't hear a lot from him that day, which was like that's not out of the normal for either one of us during the day. But at one point, I do remember he like texted me and he's like, "Oh, it's been a really busy day," and then like said some other stuff, which I'm sure you will find in my text. What he said, I don't know. It wasn't obviously anything that was like alerting to me. That's what I'm saying. Like at this point, like I remember really key things, but if it's like a conversation that I'm like, I don't remember exactly what was discussed, it's because it was probably just bullshit, like just talking to each other. Yeah.
Small talk stuff.
Yeah. But I remember he was busy that day, and we didn't talk that much. And then I clocked out at 3 is what my time card says. That's what I was showing Mark the other day. And I got home to go meet.
This is complete bullshit. Totally, no question about it. I mean, any brain scientist would tell you this is complete bullshit because the human brain, right? Monday morning, there are text messages. But that was so long ago, 3 days, that she has no idea what they were. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that makes that even impossible, even for someone with as bad a memory as that. Very soon after that Monday morning texting session, it was alerted that the family are missing, and she claims to have gone into this big, like, oh my God, he lied to me! And, at which point, all of that Monday morning text messages, she's gone, oh, the woman, the wife, the patch bitch. The patch bitch might be in trouble, and maybe the children as well. That kind of revelation of your mind going, oh my God, is exactly the kind of thing that would make your brain crystallize, freeze all that information in your mind, right? Because it would be important. That would be like examined, gone over, thought about, recorded, stored in your brain power, right? Oh, Monday. What are we today? Thursday? That's Wednesday, Thursday. I don't know.
Which was like, that's not out of the normal for either one of us during the day. But at one point, I do remember he like texted me and he's like, oh, it's been a really busy day. And then like said some other stuff, which I'm sure you will find in my text. What he said, I don't know. It wasn't obviously anything that was like alerting to me. That's what I'm saying. Like at this point, like I remember really key things, but if it's...
Yeah, probably not worth looking into then. It wasn't alerting to you? Well, thank God we had you there, Nichol. To be a pre-detective. A pre-screen detective. We don't want to waste our time looking into not alerting text messages. No. Skip. That'll give our phone scan technician less work. Thank you, Nichol. Do you want to work for the police now that your Anadarko career is over? Work for the police in evidence.
It's like a conversation that I'm like, I don't remember exactly what was discussed because it was probably just bullshit. Like just talking to each other. Yeah.
Small talk stuff.
Yeah. But I remember he was busy that day.
And the detective just goes along with it, right? Just small talk stuff. Oh, okay. Boring relationship, small talk. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll skip that. We'll skip that prime key opportunity that Chris, if he had a co-conspirator, that would be the exact window that he would be needing to communicate with them most. And if he had any co-conspirator, it's almost certainly going to be you. And now we're asking you about the messages on the day and time of which he had the opportunity to text, and you are the person he would have texted. And your answer to the question, tell me about the Monday morning text messages, is Monday, I don't know, bullshit stuff, back and forth. Nothing alerting to me, so... But I don't remember, because I don't know. We need to find out what it was.
And we didn't talk that much. And then I clocked out at 3 is what my time card says. That's what I was showing Mark the other day. And I got home to go meet my buddy. One of my good friends was coming over to my house. And he actually has a key to my house. So he was actually there when I got there. And
Who's that?
My friend Jim. And so Jim came over and I got home. He was there. He had like just walked in the door. And
does anybody know how long Jim has had a key to the house? Was that something already in place? Because, when there's a lot of moving parts to a plan because people are trying to cover their tracks so as not to get caught, sometimes they need someone else to open a door in a location that they're not in for whatever reason that might be, right?
I remember, like, briefly after he got there, I checked my texts. I mean, briefly after I met up with Jim, I, like, glanced at my texts. And Chris said something about, like, my family's not home. Or, like, my wife and kids aren't home. Like, something to that effect. And I told Mark, because he asked me for a time. And I don't have an exact time, but I remember it was, like, right after I walked
That was a text message, though.
Yeah, it's in a text. And it's, like... It was like briefly after I walked in the door, so based off how long it takes me to get home from work and when I clocked out, it's probably about 3:45 p.m. Texts me and tells me that. And like he knows when I get off of work too, so he doesn't always bug me if I'm busy. So I don't know what's up with that, but that's when he sends that to me. And
So you're saying that he would have known that you would have had your phone available to you and not been at work when he sent you that text message?
Yes. That's what I'm trying to say.
So looking back at it, you think it was purposefully sent at that time?
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm just asking your feeling on that.
Yes, and then he said, "Call me when you can." And I was
There was
like,
no other communication between you and him that morning, on Monday morning?
well,
at all?
there was, but it was like random, like
But nothing about this event?
no.
About, like, my wife's missing, or
No,
anything?
nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
And you knew he wasn't coming to the office?
I got home and nothing. That's becoming my favorite. I think that needs to go on a mug as well. I got home and nothing.
Because he had told you that Sunday night.
Yeah, and then
Kids, spouse, family. Whirlwind. Ghost town.
he goes, and so like they're only in the office for the morning. Like
Right.
some days it's longer than others, but I would say by a maximum of 7:30 every single morning they're all gone, and they don't come back unless they have like a meeting or something that they have to attend. So like not seeing him for the rest of the day is not like an unnormal thing.
Okay.
Like, but like I'm saying, like we don't really. The only reason we interact was kind of like by an off chance thing. Like I don't work with him.
Mm-hmm.
So he, yeah, we talked like randomly throughout the day, but it was really sporadic, and he seemed pretty busy, so we didn't talk too much. Like I said, didn't put too much thought into it. It happens all the time. Waited till about 3:45, then sent that text to me, and yes, he does know that I will be home at that point, or getting home.
Did you give Mark Jim's information?
No, I would really not like to involve him in this.
Okay.
He does not know about this. He was not. He doesn't know any of this is occurring.
Okay.
Like, I was
So
literally
he knows, certainly through the media, that something's occurred.
Yeah, he's,
with
out of
Chris.
town. He's probably has
Okay.
no idea. He doesn't know
Okay.
who Chris is. Like, he's not, I do not know.
So he's just a friend of yours
Yes.
um,
He does
that
not need
was
to be
coming
dragged
to your
into this.
apartment and doesn't know anything about Chris. Does he know anything about
No,
Chris? Okay.
nothing. Absolutely
And
not.
we've known Jim for
Yeah.
years and years.
You're not dating him or anything like that?
No,
It's just a
he's
friend.
like one of my very good friends. Like, my dad knows him. He's a great.
Why is the other detective in the room taking a secondary role? I can already tell from that one question there that he's got the balls and the brains to see this through to where it needs to be, right?
Guy. He works out of state a lot, so when he's in town,
Doesn't know anything about Chris. Does he know anything about
no,
Chris? Okay.
nothing. Absolutely
And we've
not.
known Jim for
Yeah.
years and years.
Did he just
You're
do a
not
hand
dating him or
signal?
anything like that.
No.
It's just-
Anything about Chris? Does he know anything about
No,
Chris? Okay.
nothing. Absolutely
And
not.
we've known Jim for
Yeah.
years and years.
You're not dating
Yeah,
him or
we've
anything
known
like
Jim.
that.
No,
It's 8
he's
years.
like one of my very good friends. Like, my dad knows him. He's a great guy. He
Yeah.
he works
so
out of
not
state a
criminal.
lot, so when he's in town, we hang out. But when he's in town and he's off of work to save time, so I give him a key to my house, one, because I trust him and he's one of my best friends, and two, because sometimes he will just meet me there, because I'll be like, hey, I'm getting off of work, and then if I get stuck in traffic or something, he ends up like sitting outside of my apartment waiting for me to get off of work. So I'm like, here's a key, and like my dog loves him and stuff. So no, he's not.
So he's just
involved
family
with
friend.
it. Yes, I don't even.
The only
want
reason
to be
I
dragged
ask,
into this.
and I'm not really concerned about your location. I think we already have your cell phone records.
And her dad really does sit in there like a boss, doesn't he? Like he's sitting back surveying the room. Don't lead. Did you hear what I said? I mean, that was it was actually quite impressive how he got across that in a way that sort of sounded a little bit polite if you cover your eyes and put your fingers in your ears. Did you hear what I said? Don't lead. Mm-mm. You're asking leading questions.
At some point, did Mark ask you to supply? Did they ask for consent to get cell phone records? That'll probably be done by warrant. If we
Isn't
wanted,
that what you just did?
nope. What I'm talking about is your movement
Oh.
by GPS or by cell phone tower to show where you were. Obviously, and I don't want to cause you concern. We want to know where you were that day too. You're dating a man who did some egregious stuff, and we want to show that you were never near him that day. Period.
I mean, you guys
So-
can track my
No,
stuff.
yeah, I mean that was something we will have to get a warrant for, anyways.
Wasn't they had dinner that day, didn't they? Have I got that wrong? When was their dinner at the Lazy Dog? That's Sunday, no? Because he was going to go to the Rockies game, but didn't. Got the babysitter. Went back to Nicole's house, fucked her, or they fucked, or she fucked him, whatever makes you feel comfortable. And then he went back, had to stop at an ATM to get cash to pay the babysitter, and then Shanann got home. Well, much later, but that same day. Is that not the thing? Alright, Veggie Girl says, hello, Veggie Girl. And Carolina Hurtado, hello. Leave Jim alone. Helped NK and Chris Watts, in my opinion. There's no way he did this on his own. He didn't have enough time. Well, maybe Jim was the one to dig the grave, right? Who did that? Who had time for that? Because that's a lot of digging. 2 foot deep, big enough to put in a pregnant woman. All right, she's not very tall, not that big. But to dig a hole in the desert large enough to conceal a human body in any even approaching effective way of concealment, to do that in 30 minutes would be a world record, I think, for anybody, even a professional digger. And he wouldn't have had any more time than that, would he? 30 minutes, 40, absolute maximum. Just imagine how hard that ground would be in the middle of August. In a big open Colorado wasteland of sand and, well, yeah, but it's not sand, it's hard pack, right? Hard pack. So you could have the best shovel in the world and someone who digs professionally for a living, a champion, or maybe a champion could do it, but to dig a fucking grave in 30 minutes, That's not even possible. Even in good like soil, that'd be tough, right? 27-inch deep, effective for a dog, not a person. Oh yeah, I'm not talking about 6 feet deep. But 2 foot, 27 inches is a lot of earth. Must have had the grave dug before he got there.
I'm just saying, if we asked for it, would you have any
Yeah,
objections to that?
No, you can have
Right.
it.
So,
If
we'll-
I'm a-
Oh yeah, I see the Tony Soprano vibe, Michelle. He's got the same gut and sort of a similar kind of what is that? Like it's like a golf shirt.
pretty boring person. I
well,
don't
it sounds
go
like
too
you
many
just went to
places.
work that day, and then you came home and you were there at 3:45.
Yeah, like
on
give or
Monday.
take like 5
Yeah,
minutes.
whatever.
But yeah, so 3:45. I meet Jim there. Yeah, I was
And
totally
so
right.
Jim is
Did she just say I'm a pretty boring person? Yeah, and annoying. You know, what daily activities? Well, I play with men, turn their minds to mush. Use that for a while they feed my ego, and then I get bored of that and send them home. Then I go and destroy someone's family, you know, just for my own selfish, sick pleasures. And then maybe in the afternoon, a hike.
understand from an investigative point, he could be a person who could say, yeah, I was there at 3:45. He doesn't know Chris. He doesn't know anything. He could say with one phone call, yeah, she came in at 3:45, done.
Totally.
Do you know what I'm saying? And I don't have to ask anything more than, hi, Chris, my name's Kevin, or Jim. And I'm not saying you have to give it to you.
Just leave Jim
But
alone.
if
Was the second lazy dog closer to the work site? No, why would they have gone to the work site? I mean, that would add a considerable detour to their trip. Even if the lazy dog is right on the main road where you would turn off for the oil site, the oil site is enormous.
at
Does not
some
need to be wrapped
point,
up in this.
if at some point I needed Jim's info to, let's say we couldn't find your phone records, would you
You
tell
can
me who
have
Jim
them.
was?
I will give them to you.
Would you tell me who Jim was if I
If
couldn't
you
get him?
had to.
Okay.
I don't really want to
Great.
involve him in this. That's not
Perfect.
fair to him. That's not, no, if I do not have to do that.
That's fine.
Yeah, so anyways, Chris was like, call me.
Yeah, it's fine that
This
you
is
feel like that, but we're taking it anyway. Yeah, that's fine. So here's a warrant. What's Jim's number? Write it down. All of them.
3:45 text.
What were we going to look up? We were going to look up something. I couldn't find the... Where are these calls? Jail. Just completely lost it. Oh yeah, here it is. 1 hour 30. You just lied to me.
Yeah, he sent me like a few. I think there was 3 of them, and I don't remember what the other one said. But something about like, yeah, my family's gone, or I don't remember verbatim, but call me when you can, or call me when you have a chance, something to that effect. And so when he told me call me, I was like kind of alerted, where I was like, okay, what's going on, you know? But first when he told me like his family was like not home.
Yeah. But then I automatically forgot all of our previous correspondences and deleted the history. As soon as I realized he'd committed murder, I deleted all the evidence against him because I was hurt and because of the lie.
That didn't really seem odd to me that his family wasn't home. It was really vague. I'm like, okay, like, are they at the grocery store? Like, elaborate. And so, and then, but he says, call me like it's like an emergency, but then just says that they're not there. And so I'm like really like floored by that. Well, not like floored, but just kind of like, he says, call me, so I'm concerned. And then he's really vague, so I'm like, maybe he just wants to talk to me? I don't know. I think it took me a little while to like really process the severity of the situation just because.
Well, why didn't you just answer the phone? People usually want to talk to you when they're calling, yeah. Maybe he wants to talk to me? Is that why he's ringing? He's hoping that I pick this call up? Should I do that? The fuck? Yes. Murder was not on my radar. If I'm having lunch with a friend and she gets up to go to the bathroom and she's not back in 3 minutes, my mind does not jump to murder.
This is not something that you expect to see every day, and the way that he talked to me made me believe that this is not what was going on at all.
Okay, so you make a phone call to him and you guys have a conversation.
I did. I stepped outside.
This is 3:45.
Ish. I mean, well, like, I think I actually interacted with Jim for, like, probably a good 15 or 20 minutes. I mean, he's my guest. He's in my house. So I don't think I called him right away, but, like, I mean, I'm trying to balance the fact that I have my friend here, and then Chris is saying that something needs to be addressed, but to me, it didn't sound like an emergency. I mean, it's all the time. Like, people aren't home right now. So it just... It wasn't like, oh my God, I have to take this call.
It didn't register as being critical.
No. I mean, it was the way he said it. And I was like, okay. So I remember hanging out with Jim for a while, and then I stepped outside, and I made a call, like, out on my back patio. And I called him. And he didn't answer the phone. And then he texted me back. Oh, no. Did he answer the phone? I don't remember. I think he missed my call, and then he called me back. Or he just answered. Either way, it was a very short talk to him where he was just like, I have to go. The cops are here. And I don't remember if he said that on the phone or over text.
That's
I don't
okay.
even, I'm so tired.
That's fine. You don't
But
need
either
the
way,
different,
like,
it's
the
just
cops,
the context.
Yeah, I mean, you guys will figure it out. The cops.
It's okay, Nicole. Just get whatever you can out, and we'll get you a little pillow, and you can have a sleep on the table. And don't worry if you're hungry, I've got food in my car.
Cops are here. And I'm just like, all right. And then I remember we were we were texting, but I was like hanging out with my company. So it wasn't like a nonstop text. It was just kind of like I would check my phone every once in a while and we would communicate with each other. And he was just saying like they weren't there and that her friend Nikki was there and that her friend Nikki had called the cops. And I'm like, why would this girl call the cops? Yeah, I'm like...
Cops!
I honestly...
Why would she call the cops? I mean, my mind wouldn't have jumped to murder, but obviously hers did because she called the cops. Oh.
I do not remember the order of operations on all of this, but I'm pretty sure the majority of our conversation that night until my friend Jim left the house, which was probably pretty late, I don't even know what time, like 9 or 10, was all via text. So you should have this via text. Like,
Okay.
I don't think we started talking again on the phone until, like, after my company left.
9 or 10 sounds like midnight to me. What do you think? Midnight, 1? Pretty late? 9 or 10? Yeah, pretty late if you're a 9-year-old. What are you doing up? Get to bed.
And he was like, I don't know, he just started like giving me details about stuff, and I don't remember what order, but he was saying like Nikki was really upset and that the cops were there and that they were like searching the house, and I was just like, what? You know, like what? Why? And he was telling me that they had like had a disagreement or something like that, and then he told me like she was gonna go to a friend's house, and I was like, okay, well, maybe she left, you know, maybe she just like went to her friends. And then I think I don't remember, but I think he was the one that told me that her cell phone and her purse were still there. I think he told me that.
He told you her cell phone and purse were still there?
I think he did. I don't remember.
What's the significance of that in your mind at that time?
At that point, I thought this woman was really trying to get out of this house.
Okay.
That's what I thought, because he said that they'd had a disagreement, and I was just like, okay, well, I mean, I leave my cell phone at
When
home.
he said disagreement, what did he tell you what it was?
Michelle says, I love when you imitate a bad American accent, Matrix. Does anyone know where that is from? Is that a colloquialism? Called the cops. This is the spot. He called the cops. Like, where do people do that? Nowhere. Nowhere. The planet the fucking Mars Attacks aliens came from. I saw that movie. I thought it was bullshit. But we have the proof. They're among us. They live. That's another one. Who's seen They Live? Put your hands up if you've seen the movie They Live with the sunglasses.
Was about, or
Not at that point. Not at that point. So, again, like, you guys are going to have to check these texts, because...
What about a good American accent, Michelle? Like Chief Mac. Chief Mac. With those honey southern tones. Well now. Well now. What does he say? We soak the pork shoulder in apple cider, and it sweetens the taste.
It's all like my brain feels
That's
like
okay.
a mashed potato right now. But I remember him saying
My
that, and I'm just
brain.
thinking, like, well, maybe she was in a rush, you know? Like, maybe she was just like, I'm going to my friends. I'm leaving my cell phone here because I don't want you calling me. I don't want anyone else calling me. I mean, there are days where, like, when I'm outside of work, I will just shut my phone off. I just do it, and it's like my way of getting peace. So to me, that, I mean, like, it was weird that it wasn't even that weird to me that she left her phone just because I leave my phone, but it was weird to me that she left her purse. But knowing the fact that that girl was, like, always on her phone, then, yeah, I guess that is kind of odd.
like she lived on her phone, I think,
yeah.
pretty much, is my understanding of her and a phone. So I don't know if you knew that
I did.
until prior to the media stuff or just from Chris.
I did.
So did that strike you as odd? But you're
I
thinking
know. I
maybe
mean,
she just left.
I just thought she needed to, like, get away from the situation. I mean, that didn't seem that awkward to me that a couple that is going through separation would be like, I need to leave. I just need some space. Like, it didn't even, like, process. I was like, okay, like, give her some space, you know? And on that note, too, when he was in, we're going to jump back for just a second.
It's okay.
I had a thought. So when he was coming back from North Carolina, that was when he officially told me we're going to get a divorce and we're going to put the house up for sale. Like, he told me they were separating and they were, like, going to put the house up for sale, but they hadn't done it yet. And then when he got back from North Carolina, that was when he was like, it was like a sealed deal.
Okay.
And the reason that is of significance is because at some point over the weekend, I don't remember when, he told me that they were putting the house up. I don't know if it was they were putting it up on Monday, like the day they went missing, or if it was that they were calling the realtor to verify some stuff so they could put it up that week. Like, I don't quite remember. I just remember, like, the house was supposed to be, like, on the market, like, that week.
Did he name a realtor ever?
Yeah, he did, and I don't remember her name. It was a female,
Okay.
and I don't remember her name, like,
That's
at all.
fine.
I was trying to think of that for you guys not too long
Is that the
ago.
company? You got the company name?
No, he never gave me that. He, like, gave me her name, and it was the same name twice. He gave it to me once when he was in North Carolina, and then once the other time. Because I remember asking, I was like, who's that? Because he's like, I'm going to have her call so-and-so today and make sure everything's still good to go. And I was like, who's that? He's like, the realtor. It's like, oh.
I'm gonna have to call so-and-so today to make sure everything's good to go. Do you think he was, I mean, who... Okay, if Chris murders his wife while they are both co-owners, both names on the title, which I assume is how it was. Let's just accept that for argument's sake. So if Chris murders his wife while both their names are on the title, then post-death, I'd imagine that if Chris wanted to sell the house, there would be additional paperwork required to permit him to do that, right? At least you'd have to provide the death certificate to the property, whatever, and have her name taken off due to her death, right? That would be a process, probably not something that you could do on one phone call. That you probably got to get a certificate issued from one agency and have them deliver it to another. Blah 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 blah. Could take a couple of months, maybe more. You know, settling an estate after a death, especially a disappearance where there's no body, and so death cannot be instantly declared, right? I mean, it would have taken 10 years for the normal system to say, okay, well, it looks like she must be dead, even though we were hoping she'd come back. We'll accept that she's dead, and we can declare her legally dead, right? 10 years they'd be looking at that, maybe. I mean, I'm just putting figures out there that I think are reasonable, but you see what I mean? But if they had already started whatever ball needed rolling and got their pre-signatures on the agreement to say, yes, we are going to sell the house, then maybe he wouldn't have had to jump through those hoops. I guess my point is, was it important to Chris to really make sure that this house thing at least got off the ground? Yes, we're going to sell the house, talk to the realtor, so that that's in motion in a way, that's in motion before her death. That means he wouldn't have to go through all those hoops of declaring her dead and to get the title removed. I mean, does anybody have any experience in property that can tell us anything about that process? Because there might be something to that if anything that I've assumed is accurate, which I really don't know. It's guesswork, assumptions, speculations, the casual ramblings of a madman.
Or not today, but like.
If it ever comes to your
Monday.
mind, just
Yeah, I
give me a
doubt
voice
it. That
when
was
you
such
call.
a.
Yeah.
I will try. I don't
lots of
remember
names.
what it was.
It's fine. It's not that critical. That person may come forward to us anyways, perhaps. So don't worry about it. Let's go back to the phone calls on Monday afternoon.
Yeah, so he's like texting me a lot of this information, and I'm starting to kind of freak out. And it's not like I'm freaked out like, oh, she got murdered. I mean, that is not what I thought. It's like, okay, like the way I looked at this, like apparently his wife had been gone since midday, was when she got like reported missing. I didn't know that. Like the way I looked at this, it was, I got home from work just now. I mean, he didn't say that, but I interpreted, I just got home from work. And my family is not here. So when we're texting for like a few hours, like the cop thing was kind of weird. But he's like, Nikki insisted they call the cops. Nikki insisted they call the cops. And I'm like, okay, and I'm just trying to figure out, well, like, what role does this woman play in this situation? Like, is she...
Did you know who she was?
No, I don't know any of his people. Like, this has been pretty, like, tight wrap for a while, which is probably a really good thing. But anyways, I didn't know, like, who she was. And so, like, I started asking him. I was like, well, where do you think your wife is at? And he's like, I think she'll be back tonight. Like, I think she's, like, out with somebody. and he was telling me that they had a disagreement. So I was like, well, I remember telling him, I was like, you should make sure that you have a, wait a minute. No. So all that happened, and then it starts getting kind of laid out. And I remember we talked for text for a while.
Yeah, thank you, Carolina, who says, remember also that it's a fact that NK destroyed the SD card to her cell phone. Was it the SD card or the SIM card? An innocent person wouldn't destroy evidence. True. But what about all the hurt and the lie?
And part of this conversation, and then it moved to the phone. And I remember telling him, because he was like, I think she'll just be back tomorrow. I think she's just going to be gone for the night, like with a friend, you know? And
Did
like,
he name the friend?
no, he didn't. And like, and because I don't think, he made it sound like he didn't know like what friend's house she would be at. And I remember talking to him, and I was like, well, maybe it's that Nikki girl. And he's like, well, Nikki called the cops, so why would she be at Nikki's house? I'm like, I don't know, kind of throws her off the trail of where she's at, you know? And it's like, it sounds kind of weird, but it's like, he really made this sound like this woman was just like upset, left the house, and that was probably what he thought happened to her. And so I didn't really put too much like...
Did he tell you the kids were missing as well?
Yes,
with her?
I knew.
Okay.
I mean, which made sense to me because I was like, well, if you were at work all day... I mean, he didn't tell me he got home early. He didn't say that to me. So, I mean, it made sense. Like, if she's going to leave, they should probably go with her. And so, I don't know. I feel like I wish I should have, like, processed all of this earlier, but I just don't feel like when one of my friends is gone, I'm like, oh my God, they got murdered. We should address this. Like, I haven't heard from
It's
them
not a
in 4
typical
hours.
thought when somebody just checks out for a
No.
day.
No. So it got late at night, and like I remember telling him, I was like, he's like, I think she'll be back tomorrow, and he was gonna go into work, and I told him not to. I was like, you need to stay home, and you need to help the cops. I'm like, and you need to wait for her to come back. And he's like telling me like, well, what if like she comes back and she sees my truck? And I was like, you know what I would do? I was like, I would ask one of your good friends who's off of work tomorrow to come over this house and hang out with you while you're here. I was like, and go park your truck down the street. I was like, so she's upset at you and she wants to come back. I was like, but she doesn't want to be here if you're here maybe. I was like, if she comes back, I was like, and she doesn't see your truck, maybe she'd be more willing to come in the house. I'm like, you know, I'm like, but don't be alone with her. I was like, because if she's
What? What's that? Because I've been wondering why it was that Chris parked his truck down the street, but this is after she's dead. But I want to hear it again because I had a feeling that it was something to do with a Nichol suggestion, because it's just someone said the other day that perhaps it was to not wake up Bella and Celeste when he left early in the morning. But they'd be up anyway. I was always up. 4 o'clock in the morning. Cartoons. The whole sofa to yourself. It's great. I would hope that those cookie cutter houses at least have some kind of sound proofing, you know, soundproofing. Yeah. Why park the truck down the road? No. And then at Nicole's house. At Nicole's house, he also parked away from the building, but that made more sense because if Shanann got suspicious and started driving around looking for his truck, saw it parked outside an apartment building, she would wait there until the two of them came out, right? But why do it outside your own home? So what did NK just say here?
and hang out with you while you're here. I was like, and go park your truck down the street. I was like, so she's upset at you and she wants to come back. I was like, but she doesn't want to be here if you're here, maybe.
He already parks his truck down the street. Go park your truck down the street. I've been doing that for 6 months. Why? How annoying. You've got this driveway, a garage. Okay, maybe he can't fit the truck in the garage. It's a big truck, but it's not that big.
I was like, if she comes back, I was like, and she doesn't see your truck, maybe she'd be more willing to come in the house. I'm like, but don't be alone with her. I was like, because if she's upset enough to leave, I was like, you don't know what kind of confrontation you're going to have when you get back in the house. And I was like, so that's why you should have a friend there so that you're not alone with her. And I was like, and if for some reason you are alone with her, I told him, I was like, I really thought she just left. I did. I was like, get your phone, put it on video, and put it in your pocket. And I was like, and just zip it up. And he's like, why? And I told him, I was like, because you can voice record. I was like, so if she comes home, I was like, and you two are still like, if there's some choice words being said, because you guys obviously got into like something that's,
Whoa. You're stumbling over this one, Nicole. What seems to be the problem here?
Did he ever?
So that you're
So now I just want to listen to this carefully. We might have to do it twice more, but all right, I've got a pen and paper ready to go. I want to try and capture the finer points of whatever it is that she's about to unfold for us.
here, maybe. I was like, if she comes back, I was like, and she doesn't see your truck, maybe she'd be more willing to come in the house. I'm like, but don't be alone with her. I was like, because if she's upset enough to leave, I was like, you don't know what kind of confrontation you're going to have when you get back in the house. And I was like,
all right, so if she did, because another thing that's really interesting with this interview is trying to predict. She doesn't know anything that Chris has said or not said to investigators, right? They're not going to tell her anything of that. She's not looking at any video of that, blah, 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 blah. So you can see in here occasionally when she sort of does this thing where she'll sort of skirt around or dance around with a kind of idea that's an assumption, and she's edging it out bit by bit by bit all the time, glaring at the detective for any sign of recognition or nodding along, acceptance, that sort of thing. So and if you do that bit by bit, you can pull out a clearer picture without the other person having to confirm or deny anything at all, right? You can get just enough to be a little clearer than working with nothing, right? And that's what she's trying to do multiple times. She's trying to predict what Chris might have said that she needs to explain before it becomes an accusation, right? It's like a preempt. And I want to get the full picture here. Park this truck down the street. That's an unanswered question as far as I'm concerned, unless anyone has an answer in chat. The question is, why did Chris park his truck down the street at his own home? Burning a few more calories. Oh, this will be good for my workout. I'll be working out on the way to my truck. Oh, I know, I'll park 3 miles away. That'll be a great workout. And then I'll leave 30 minutes earlier than I usually do, and I'll need twice as many carrots by the time I get home.
I was like, but she doesn't want to be here if you're here, maybe. I was like, if she comes back, I was like, and she...
So my point is there another reason that Nichol suggested park your truck down the road, and she is now Like, for example, if she sent a text that she's now deleted but may still be on Chris's phone, she doesn't know yes or no. If she sent a text saying, park your truck down the road. Let's say it was as simple as that. Park your truck down the road. Now, detectives might look at that and go, that is weird. Why would she say that? Does it mean something? Is she involved? But now she's in here saying, yeah. I said to him, park your truck down the road because if she comes back and doesn't want to see you, she'll feel more comfortable being in the house. Which is bullshit. Certainly if she already knows Shanann is dead, which she probably does. And even not, why would your brain go to that? Why it wouldn't? If there was nothing triggering the need for that, you would not just come up with, I think I've got it. I know exactly how we find your wife. What we'll do is you'll move the truck a little bit down the road, right? And that'll be like a signal. Because if she's driving past and if she doesn't see your truck, maybe she'll feel more comfortable to come in the house. It's like, oh yeah, that idea is so great. I'm going to put it as a number one priority of my things to do today to find my wife. Move my truck down the road. It's a shit idea. There's no need for the idea, which tells me more. It's just her trying to explain away whatever it is, whether it's a statement, a text, or whatever. You know, if she said to him, move your truck down the road for some other purpose, because the purpose that she's stating makes zero sense in any world, you know, that's the kind of thing that I think she's doing a lot of in this interview, and we're going to have to watch this together at least 5 or 6 times, the whole thing. But that's our job, you know, so we like it. Let's go to the comments. Daniel Wiley. Good, 12. Great number, good number. It is very obvious that the detectives are jealousy protecting Nichol Kessinger, as it was important for certain people with certain financial incentives to not have her involved on any level. And who are those people? Certain financial incentives. Why are you being so cagey, Daniel Wiley? Just tell us. It was for certain people with certain financial incentives. Certainly. Yeah, be specific. It'd help us all out. We'd appreciate it. Michelle says, Alice in Wonderland, I hope every day of Jean Soto's life is miserable. I hope she's ostracized everywhere she goes, and I still pray every day for her arrest. Wendy, too. NK, too. All 3 of these women. This case involves, this is Tommy's girl message. This case involves murder, but it also involves psychological abuse by every single person associated with Chris Watts. It's much deeper than it even looks. Well, why do I get the feeling that you, Tommy's girl, and what's her name? The Rabbit Hole rocks. You don't know who Wendy Adelson is. Or do you? Because I saw something that Rabbit Hole was saying. Rabbit Hole Rocks was saying, who is the most hated woman in true crime or something like that. And she was saying Nichol Kessinger, obviously. But then couldn't find another one. And then a few people popped in and said, oh, what about Casey Anthony and Jody and blah, 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 blah. But, you know, I just thought it was kind of telling that Wendy Adelson didn't even come up. And if it's true that Rabbit Hole Rocks hasn't gotten into the Adelson case, can you imagine? Can you fucking imagine what she's going to do with that? I envy her. I wish I could go over it all again. From the very beginning. I mean, how great would that be? A whole new journey. It's a bit like what I'm doing with the Watts case now, because just going through it's been feeling so cool to get into something deep and go through it from the bottom, piece by piece. Brick. What is it? What do we call the meditation vaginal potato? What was it called? I wrote it down. The inner peace. But peace spelled Piece. Love that. With a brand range of King Edward, Yukon Gold, and Jersey Royal. I can really see that on the shelves someday soon.
She doesn't see your truck. Maybe she'd be more willing to come in the house. I'm like, but don't be alone with her. I was like, because if she's upset enough to leave, I was like, you don't know what kind of confrontation you're going to have when you get back in the house. And I was like, so that's why you should have a friend there so that you're not alone with her. And I was like, and if for some reason you are alone with her, I told him, I was like, I really thought she just left. I did. I was like, get your phone, put it on video, and put it in your pocket. And I was like, and just zip it up. And he's like, why? And I told him, I was like, because you can voice record. I was like, so if she comes home, I was like, and you two are still like, you know, if there's some choice words being said, because you guys obviously...
Well, why would you put it on video? That's just going to use more battery and run out of data more quickly. I mean, just... If it's in your pocket, put it on voice record. It's the same number of buttons you have to click. I mean, easy.
Got into like something that's, you know, early
Did he
in the
ever
morning.
articulate what their argument was
He did,
about?
and I will get there. But, you know, I told him, like, just be prepared. You know, because at this point, like, it wasn't like I was, like, trying to make her to be a bad person. It was just, like, I didn't know what was going on. I assumed that she had left. So I was like, well, when you get back, because I knew that they were going through a divorce, it was like, just cover your bases, you know, try not to be alone. And if you are, just record what you guys are talking about. So, like, at the end of the day, like, nothing bad happens to you, you know? And, like, that was kind of how I processed that whole situation. And so, he was like, all right. And then, she didn't come home that night. That was Monday night, right? Yes.
We're talking about Monday.
Monday night.
Neville, is this about the parking the truck down the road? Neville says the only purpose is to set Shanann Watts up to walk into the house while Chris Watts is waiting for her. Not for any good reason. Well, I don't know why she'd need to be set up to walk into her own house. Well, you mean when she got back from the airport? I mean, where else would she go? I don't know.
Yes. And he told me this is what he told me they talked about, and I realized that this is like total bullshit, and I think he's telling you guys a different story. And I think the reason that he's telling me what he's telling, I think the story he's telling you is probably slightly more accurate than the one he told me on this case, and the reason is because I think he was trying to save his ass with the fact.
I think the story he told you is probably more accurate than the story he told me on this. Okay. Well, you don't even know if he said anything, so...
that she's pregnant. So he told me that she had asked him to wake her up before he left for work on Monday morning. And so I don't know if she did that on a text or how it was supposedly communicated. But he said that he went to get her up, which I also found weird because, like, she's still sleeping when he leaves because she gets up with the kids. And they get up shortly after that, but, like, it's just him in the mornings, you know. And so he said that she woke up and those two kind of just, like, got in a disagreement. And I don't know what all was said, but he was like, she was being pretty mean. And then he said, she told me that she's pregnant. And she told me that the kid is not mine. That is what he told me.
So she's pregnant, the kid's not mine.
And that she's...
Like he's playing it, he didn't know she was pregnant?
Yep.
Until that morning.
Yep.
And that she had an affair with somebody else.
Yes, and this is before I knew she was 15 weeks pregnant.
Okay.
Like all the stuff on Monday that I read from my recollection, because I didn't find out she was pregnant until Tuesday. So anything that got posted on Monday did not emphasize the fact that she like had a baby on board. So then,
Let me ask you something. You said that he usually gets up in the morning and just it's him, and she gets up and takes care of the kids. Is that the routine that you know for them, or do you know him to get up and like prepare meals prior to him leaving the home?
well, he gets up and he like goes to the gym and he works out in his basement and
okay.
like makes breakfast, and I don't know.
Does he
his
make
whole
breakfast
routine.
for himself, or does he make breakfast for his children?
I don't know. I don't know. They're still sleeping at that point. Like, all I know is he, at one point in sometime in this whole thing, he told me that they usually get up at like 6:30, and she gets them ready and takes them to school and like does all the morning stuff with them, as far as I know. And then in the afternoons, when he gets home from work, he kind of does more of the afternoon stuff.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a tag team operation that they have going on, but I think she does more in the AM and he does more in the PM.
All right.
It's
Thanks.
kind of how I process that, but I don't know.
Okay. So she's mean to him, and
Sounds pretty 50-50, but that was too much for Chris. He felt like he was doing woman's work. What is all this? Why am I folding these tiny dresses and putting them in a drawer? Don't you know that I bought and paid for my own toolbox as soon as I left what was the school called? NASCAR Tech. As soon as I left NASCAR, or maybe it was to go there, I bought my own tools.
and then throws this out
Yes.
that she's pregnant from another man.
And I said, do you believe her? And he was just like, he said something about like, oh yeah, like she kind of looked like she was showing when we were in North Carolina, but I wasn't sure. And I'm like, so you think she's pregnant? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, do you think she's like having an affair? And he's like, I think she said that out of spite. And he's like, and I was like, okay. And then, and again, like, I think he's just saying all this to me to try to cover his tracks with me. Like, I don't know what he told you guys, but I bet it's probably very different. And I think that what he said to me...
Yeah. Or what he told the detectives was the truth. And he also told you the truth. And you're the one inventing the story of, oh, hey, I just found out about the pregnancy today. And I was completely shocked. Blindsided. And as soon as I found out that he lied to me, I was done and deleted everything about him. Yeah. It's unavoidable once you see what's going on here, isn't it? You just can't... There's no turning back, right? There's no turning back. Just have to keep stepping forward towards justice. What do you think? How do we do it? How do we affect change? to bring this woman down before she destroys any other more lives or speaks to anyone. I mean, that's bad enough. That was my original theory, that the detective was so eager to get out of the room, he didn't care about giving her immunity. Sign this, we'll never touch you, leave. Sign this, we'll never touch you, leave. You know, just get out. Take the food in my car, take my car, drive yourself home, leave.
It was like directed towards me. Like this whole bullshit little box lie that he had right there was like the lie directed.
Did he say when the
at me.
argument started?
Nope. He
Did
just said it was
say-
in the morning. He
did-
said he woke her up in the morning.
Okay. Did he say when she came home? Did he ever let you know that?
I think I want to say he said around like 2, but I don't know.
Okay. And then he woke her for what purpose?
Because she asked him to.
Okay.
So I was under the impression.
Yeah, of course. Pregnant woman gets back after having a 3-hour delay on the flight back from Arizona after a busy weekend. Well, maybe not that busy, but certainly stressful with all of the crazy what the fuck is going on in my marriage uncertainty, because this pebble of a man never had the good grace to say anything. Just leaves her in confusion. She was at sea. She was all the way at sea. And who did she have around her? All of the leaders from the Lavelle Thrive, right? That probably postponed their entire annual general meeting and spent the whole damn weekend consoling a crying pregnant woman and overloading her with advice and bravery. Get in there and be tough. Don't take no for an answer. Be tough. You know? Yeah, I bet the first thought on her mind as she got into bed, covered in airport, manky, depressed, was, hey, you know what? You know what would be great, Chris? Why don't you wake me up in an hour and a half? You know, I really love being woken up in an hour and a half from a really long day and a 3-hour flight delay and hassle. Yeah, 90 minutes and I'm good to go.
That he was asleep. I'm assuming this is how it like went, and what he was trying to tell me is that he was asleep by the time she got home, and she sent him a text and said, "Wake me up before you leave." And then he woke her up, and they got in an argument, and then he went to work.
Okay.
That's how I processed
And the
it.
context of that argument again was just she's pregnant. And is there anything else that he shared with you?
He did not elaborate on it, and I didn't ask.
What were you thinking at that time?
This was like on Monday. Again, at that point, I was like, I still thought she left. I mean, this was all on Monday. Like, I legitimately thought this woman left the premises with her kids and just wanted nothing to do with him for like 24 hours.
So his story was believable that she was pregnant from another man and maybe she took off for that guy, or...
He said several times, like, I think she just said that out of spite.
Okay.
Like, he thought she was with one of her friends.
So he held true to that story.
Pretty much.
She's just leaving and she's with a friend.
That was kind of what he thought, and that's kind of what he had me believing. And at the time, I wasn't really alarmed because it'd been like a half a day.
Sure.
And so then Tuesday rolled around, and
Did you see him at all on Monday? You said you didn't,
No.
right? Earlier.
I did not see him.
No, detective, I was skipping ahead. I said Tuesday rolled around, okay? We're done with Monday. It's Tuesday time now, okay? We're on Tuesday.
And I went to work Monday.
Did he ever
Tuesday.
try to convince you to come see him or say he wanted to come to your house?
No, not at all. We were supposed to go pick out apartments to go look at on Wednesday, so yesterday. But that obviously
Right.
didn't
So-
work.
Apartments, Nicole, or was it a house? How many bedrooms? 3, 4? Nice little patio.
On Monday, he never tried to be convincing to get you to come up to see him.
No.
Nothing.
Not that I'm aware of. I don't think so because I had my buddy Jim was over Monday and Tuesday, and he knew Jim was over Monday and Tuesday, and that's why we were going to hang out on Wednesday.
James, you've got comment of the day.
so
I
no.
love this. Protein shake, caricatures. This is Monday. Love it. That's fantastic. A combination of two great cases, right? Two nut jobs that went to the nth degree. To do what? To not live, basically. To be told what to do. What do you like to do? I like to be told what to do. Yeah, it's my favorite way to spend my time. I figured the best place to do that was prison forever. Yeah, I used to have a wife that told me what to do. And Chandler used to have his parents that sort of told him what to do. I think they mostly just wanted him to get out of the house. At least the dad did. You know. You're 23. You've been living upstairs all that time. And we're done. All right?
He didn't ask me. So Tuesday rolled around, and she still wasn't around. And this is when I started getting kind of sick. Like, my friend Jim was sick on Monday when he came up, and I don't know. I just started feeling like crap as it was. And then I was just kind of having a hard time focusing and, like, thinking about what was going on. And I'd asked him if he...
We get it, Nicole. Sick, tired, hungry, hard time focusing. This is Monday.
Times I'm like, where's your family, Chris? Like, where's your family? You know, and he would tell me, like, oh, I don't know, or I want to...
Fucking hell, do you ever go on about anything else? Where's your family? Did you speak to your family? Family are important, Chris. Reading's important, Chris. Read about your family, Chris. Tell your family to read with you.
Like, I asked, like, several times, so I think I got different responses, but each time, like, he didn't know where they were. You know, and I'm like, she's still not home, and he's like, no, and I had also asked him to, like, he said he had a friend, Dave, that was a cop, which I also find convenient that there's another Dave working this case who's a cop. But I was like, well, Dave's off, why don't you...
Convenient for what? I mean, Dave is about one of the most common names. What's his name? Dave something. It could be anybody, right? Oh my God, there's two Daves? And they're both cops? That's so weird. That's not a coincidence. That's barely even a pattern.
You just have him, like, post up outside your house, too, and see if she shows up. You know, and he told me on Tuesday morning, he was like, I called Dave and asked him to sit outside my house, and he's going to do it. And he's like, and then my friend Nick is coming over later on this afternoon. And I was like, okay.
Did you ever hear Nick's name before?
I've actually heard that name a few times, like,
Okay.
around him. Like, there's certain... I never heard Dave before. Dave was new, but I've heard the name Nick a lot, so I don't know if that's, like, real or what, but if I was to guess, like, friends that he, like, legitimately has, I would assume that he was one of them. But yeah, because I know he's told me before, like, when we first started hanging out, that Nick lived kind of in the area, and he's like, he actually goes, he's a trail runner, and he's like, he runs at East Lake number 3.
So he lives in your area?
Kind of.
Okay.
And I remember him saying that to me once. He's like, you know that park that we, like, hung out at? I was like, yeah. He's like, my buddy runs over there. We should not go to that park anymore. And I was like, okay. That's cool. And, anyways.
Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning.
We're almost done.
I know. I'm trying to just keep it all together here for you guys. Tuesday morning. Oh, so he said Dave was going to stay outside of his house, and Nick was going to come over that afternoon. I was like, all right. And then, I think
Hang on.
most of the texting throughout that day was...
Are there two Daves? I thought she was talking about police officers, but she's talking about her friend Dave, and now saying, oh, Chris has also got a friend Dave. Which, again, isn't a coincidence, but just the fact that she's highlighting it like that making absolutely sure that we and the record know that there are two Daves. Could that not be in case some text came up in the future that said, hey, make sure Dave's going to be ready with a body bag when we haul out the kids. We'll put the two of them in one bag. They should fit. You know, if there was some text about, hey, tell Dave that we're, blah, 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 then now there's some ambiguity. Which Dave were they talking about? There are two Daves, at least two that we know of, and probably many more. Just any time that Nichol Kessinger puts a detail across like that says, oh, this is so weird, there's two Daves, I don't know, dig into it, because she's a fucking bullshitter by default, right? Look at that face.
It was kind of like, have you heard anything? Like, what's going on? It was kind of like me checking up on him. And I don't remember everything, but it wasn't, I didn't even make it through the entire workday. Like, I was feeling really...
And to me, I don't know, she looks like a real boozer. Doesn't she look like a boozer? Is she a boozer, or was she a boozer? Just that
anything,
face.
like, what's going on? It was kind of like me checking up on him.
Oh, God. Every time I catch a glimpse of this face, I just want to punch it.
And I don't remember everything, but it wasn't, I didn't...
You know what I mean? She's got that mashed up, haggard fucking skin thing. And that hits women the hardest for some reason. But not at 30. It's more like, I don't know, say 45.
I didn't even make it through the entire workday. Like, I was feeling really, really sick, like, in general. And then I decided on my lunch break to get on the internet and look at what was going on with all the reports. And I saw a report that was like, this woman who's 15 weeks pregnant and her two daughters are missing. And I was like, whoa, what? And I was just like so floored, and I read a couple other articles just to make sure that, all the newspapers are, and like just double check, like, am I really reading this right? And I'm like, okay. And he had told me previously.
Throw in some humor to that big revelation that was so traumatic for you, Oh, that's when I saw the news. I read the article. I couldn't believe it. I've collapsed on the kitchen floor. I was crying, I tell you, crying. But then I, read a couple of more news articles, because you know how those newspapers are, with those false stories. The detective laughs. Oh, newspapers. Crazy lying newspapers.
Like, she says she's pregnant with another man's kid, but he'd said, like, he could kind of tell in North Carolina. But that girl is, like, obviously pregnant. I mean, in her photos. I mean, 15 weeks, that's like 4 months. That's pretty far along. And so it's like, how would you not know if she's showing? Like, you totally know she's showing. And so, oh my God, I got so sick. I was just like, I need to go. I just like packed my stuff and I left work and I went home, and I remember I told Jim that I was...
What pictures would she have been referring to where you can totally see she's pregnant? There's no way that you could miss it, because the news aren't going to have a picture of Shanann from that day, right? They're going to grab... I mean, I remember all the reports as this was happening, and I remember seeing the family portrait where they had a photographer photograph them in a wheat field or something, or whatever it was. So, yeah.
Was going to get home early, and he wanted to come over right away, and I was just like, I just needed some time to like process what was going on. But I did tell him, I was like, you can come over earlier than you did yesterday, because he didn't want to wait in traffic. That was the thing. He's like, save me some time. So I don't remember what time he got there. I probably still have that text because I don't have any reason to delete those. But he came over a little early, but I did have like a gap.
I didn't have any reason to delete those. And what was your reason again, Nicole? To delete all of the evidence that could have secured a conviction against a man who murdered 4 people? All of them members of his family? One of them unborn, and 2 of them so shockingly innocent that they would make an angel feel guilty. Right?
Of time in there. I don't know how long it was. I bet it was like from the time I got home to the time Jim got there, but it was probably like, I don't know, hour and a half maybe, somewhere around there. I remember talking to Chris during this time, and it was like all text. I did not talk to him on the phone at all on Tuesday. And I was pretty upset, where I was just like, I was going back and forth like, where's your family, this and this and this, but I'm like, she's pregnant, and this and this, and he's like, the baby's not mine, and I'm just like,
Pregnant!
you told me
She's
yesterday
pregnant!
that you think that when she said that she cheated on you, she did it out of spite. And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, so then it's your kid. And he kept denying it. And then, like, he started, like, kind of worrying about us. He'd just be like, well, does this ruin everything with us, this and this and this? And I'm like, no. I'm like,
No! I didn't know! She speaks. You know what she sounds like? Like if someone... this isn't a colourful image, but if someone were taking a shit and really having to push, right? Constipated, stuck, bunged, right? And if the shit that was coming out, and I said this isn't pretty, okay? But if the shit was coming out and that shit could talk as it was being squeezed out, that is kind of how Nichol Kessinger talks, right? I didn't know! I could just see that as a sort of sick cartoon. But a accurate cartoon.
and I'm like just trying to like, his situation is so much more important right now than like our situation.
But his main concern is you and him.
Kind of, sort of. I mean, and I keep like asking him like, I'm like, and I told him numerous times, which is also in the text that you guys will pull, where I'm just like, you need to focus on finding your kids and your wife right now. And I was like, and you need to focus on finding all 3 of your kids. And I like kept like emphasizing to him like he had 3 kids, you know? And like I wasn't even like mad about it. I was just like, you need to find your family. You need
Did
to
he ever go look for them that you know of?
I don't know. I don't think so. That like doesn't even like ring a bell to me, so I don't think so.
Okay.
But oh, and I forgot something else that's really important. I will add it.
That doesn't even ring a bell. You don't have a bell in that head of yours, Nicole. You know. You only remember things that are relevant. It's a very special bell, an irrelevant bell.
In there too, but let me just finish this thought. So then, Tuesday, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah. So I kept telling him, I was like, Chris, I know it's yours. It's okay. I was like, go find your family, you know? And it's like, was I hurt? Yes. But at the time I realized like his situation with what he had going on was like way more important than like ours.
What were you heard of? The pregnancy that you had just found out about, right? And you were shocked and hurt. Okay.
situation. And so that's why I was just like I confronted him about it, and then I was like, you need to go find them, and like we talked about it for a little while, and then I was just like, I don't remember exactly how it went, but something along the lines where I was like, why can't you just be honest with me? I was like, stop lying to me. Like, stop lying.
Did you have an inclination? You've talked to this man a lot, and during this Tuesday, Wednesday conversation, did you feel like he was bullshitting you?
A little bit, kind of, yeah. I mean, because he was like, not Monday. Monday I did not. But Tuesday, yeah, that's when it all started to click. I was like, oh my.
A little bit, kind of, yeah, is when the detective just introduced an idea, something for her to grab hold of. Did you feel like he was bullshitting you? And she was just like, yeah. You know, I hadn't put that in my script, but that actually does fit well with the story I want you to believe. So let's go with that. There's, what was it? A little bit, kind of, yeah. Good idea. Let's include that. He was bullshitting me.
My goodness, because he was like, well, like, he just didn't seem as like concerned as he should be, and he was like super worried about shit with us, and I'm just like,
So concerned about his family and overly concerned about your relationship.
yes.
Okay.
And I kept like trying to put it on the back burner, and shame on me for bringing it up in the first place. I was just really taken back, like, wait a minute, she's 15 weeks, like, how would you not notice that? Like, I was just like, I was confused, and I was also like, is he lying to me? And I kind of wanted to know, because I realized that like there's a situation at hand here, and I'm just like, what is going on? You know, and for part of it, it wasn't even like me trying to find out because I'm upset. It was almost like me trying to find out because I'm like, is there something else I'm missing here? Like, I felt like there was like pieces to this puzzle that I didn't know existed that were like not in place, and it was strange. And so, anyways, I told him, I was like, be honest with me. I was like, don't lie. And I don't remember exactly how it went, but I was like trying to emphasize, like,
Don't lie.
stop bullshitting me. So he told me the truth. And he told me it was his, and then he knew about it.
Okay.
I was like, okay. And then he asked me again, like, did that ruin everything? And I was like, no, it didn't. And in the back of my head, it's like, yeah, I'm done. I'm not dealing with that. Don't lie to me. But his situation is so critical right now that's like, I'm not going to like ruffle his mental feathers because they're already like really ruffled because of the situation. So like out of respect for his mental health, I just like dropped it. And I just kept telling him like, we're okay, we're okay, we're okay. But
How many times do you think he asked you during these phone calls?
Oh, it wasn't phone call. This was text.
Pardon me.
Text Tuesday.
Text Tuesday. How many times do you think he brought up your relationship and if you guys were okay?
Probably like 2 or 3 times.
And how many times did he bring up?
Probably like 2 or 3 times. I think that might be a good place to cut it off, and that'll leave us, what, just 1 more hour to get through tomorrow, and we'll be able to throw in some additional features. Great. I've got a few coming up. Can't wait to share it with you. For now, where's our link? Where's our beautiful link? It's like a paradise. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Our playlist. Look at that. Every video.
Hello and welcome back to another Night Owl edition of True Crime Metrics. It's Sunday, the 23rd of June, and we are starting a little early today, folks. A little early on a new case. The Chris...
Fucking shut him up. Who is this idiot? 2 years ago. Fucking hell. Time flies. That was our very first video on Chris Watts. We made this playlist today, so it's got all the Chris Watts videos we've ever done. And an evolution of opinion. Certainly when it comes to... There's a video on Nichol Kessinger. Part 1. There is no part 2 because we axed it. Because the chat got aggressive. And we shut it down. And I didn't see any point into listening to a fucking squawking troll for any more than I had to, so we just left it. Yeah. But now we're back to reopen the case and to push for an arrest. I want to arrest the DA as well. How dare he fucking win his election because he wrapped up the Watts case really nice. You should have taken your time and done it right. Everybody accounted for. But no. It was all about what was right for Mr. Rourke, right? Meathead, big old fucking... that guy has the biggest fucking head you've ever seen in your life, right? It's like an armchair. It's like someone has taken an armchair and put it on his neck. I don't know any brick wall that could stand up to that head. You know, huge head. That's probably how they should administer the death penalty in Colorado. Attorney Rourke will just break into your cell with his head and then beat you to death with his head. With his own head. So yeah, thanks for all our supporters. Thank you for all the likes, shares, subscribes, comments. Fantastic. And also, buymeacoffee.com. Love people on there. PayPal supporters. Love people on there. Patreon. Also, good people. Strong. Decent people. We'll be back tomorrow night. I'm thinking about trying an earlier time slot. What does everyone think about that? It's just such a rush in the day. This is what my day looks like, right? Finish work, 6:30 a.m. Spend another hour working, 7:30 a.m. Sleep for 3 hours. Hot, annoyed, temperamental dog drags my ass out of bed, demands me to put on shoes in a hurry and walk out into the burning sun for no reason at all other than she wants to sniff the bricks. Then we come back. It takes about another hour for her to stop panting in my ear. Then we finally get some time to work. And we work all day, all night, way up until 2 a.m. And then we try and put a show together real quick. But the good news is, my big project is almost done. And then the channel is the big project, which is even better. Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow night with more metrics, more watts on YouTube. Thank you for coming. I've been True Crime Metrics. Good night.